It's amazing how much you get recognised, Robbie, isn't it? I mean, people keep coming into this bit to take photos with you and everything and chanting at you.
But that's why I keep my long blonde hair. I love the limelight, mate. I love it.
No, really?
Yeah, I love it.
I'd never have guessed that. England and Wales in the tunnel. From a Wales point of view, Robbie, what do they have to do the first, say, 15, 20 minutes? What will Gary Speed have said to them about that first 15, 20 minutes?
Basically, go and smash into them. Simple as that. Mark Hughes used to tell me when we played against the better teams, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, go and set your marker down, go and make a tackle early on. You're playing against better players. If England play to their potential, Wales don't, England will win. You've got to try and beat England in a physical way, because out footballing them, what happened?
We're just watching pictures of the team in the tunnel at the moment. The England team all lined up ready to go. Graham, Fabio Capello has kind of perched himself behind a corner and keeps sticking his head out round the wall to see whether they're walking out.
It is. It's very interesting that really, because as he came up, the cameras are showing the pictures of the two teams coming out of their dressing rooms, and they have to bear left as it is and come round the corner. And Fabio on a couple of occasions he just looked round the corner. I don't know whether he didn't like what he saw, because he stepped back each time. It's like out of the camera range. Yeah. I think he must have seen the camera and just stepped back out of it.
Rio Ferdinand might have been there.
They're stood in the tunnel still. Joe Hart has just given John Terry, the new stroke old England captain, a big pat on the back as he gets ready to lead England down this tunnel in their blue tracksuit tops. Still waiting for the Welsh side, I think, to emerge from the dressing room. They just have Aaron Ramsey, red shirts, red shorts, red and white socks, a massive yellow captain's armband on his left arm. Is that delaying tactics for Gary Speed as well?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't have thought so.
But what I can say is that feeling there now is the best feeling in sport. Playing for your country in front of 75,000 people here is the best feeling you can ever have.
Joe Hart and Wayne Hennessy embrace each other as the officials make their way to the front of the line. Trying to read anything from how John Terry's looking, how John Terry's standing, it's kind of impossible at the moment. There's no emotion on that face whatsoever, Graham.
I think deliberately so. I think he would have learnt from that, but nobody can kid me that he won't be feeling that intense pride as well. I mean, whatever we all feel about John Terry, whatever the sayings here or there, look, he's leading his country out, he's the captain, that is the honour. But behind him there's 10 other fellas, and of those 10 there are a number of them are quite capable leaders themselves. This is why I think we pay too much about being England captain. We must respect it as an honour, but after that, that's it. Let's get on with the game.
They're being led out onto the Millennium Stadium pitch by the officials for today. The lights and the fireworks go off either side of the two teams as we're looking at the English team to the right of the tunnel and Wales to the left. John Terry turns and applauds the band of England supporters away to the left in the corner.
Just listen to this national anthem, chappers, the best one in the world.
You're already stood up, Robbie, ready to go, aren't you?
I'm going to bumble my way through it.
Robbie has stood up. The England team and the Welsh team now, all hands behind their backs, and Miss Wales, Courtney Hamilton, makes her way out onto the pitch. And she, having coached the Welsh side in the Welsh anthem, will now belt out both anthems for both sides as she wears a Welsh number 6 shirt. Courtney Hamilton will take us through the national anthems. She sang that, Robbie, because I couldn't hear it over the cacophony of the boos.
No, you shouldn't boo with an anthem.
Both anthems have been sung. There are Football League games going on this afternoon. Full times in League One: Bournemouth 2, Charlton 2, Brighton 2, Swindon 1, Colchester 5, Exeter 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Leyton Orient 1, Yeovil 5 in League 2, Aldershot 1, Accrington 1, Macclesfield 0, Stevenage 4, Morecambe 0, Wickham 3, Port Vale 0, Bury 0, Stockport 2, Southend 1. In the Blue Square Bet Premier, Grimsby 2, Tamworth 2, and it's a latest at Field Mill, Mansfield 1, Kidderminster 2. You're up to date with all the football. If you want the cricket, England struggling against Sri Lanka, ball by ball commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra. And here on 5 Live Sport this afternoon, live from the Millennium Stadium, it's Wales against England in the Euro 2012 qualifier. Your commentary team: Alan Green, Mark Lawrenson, and first of all Mike Ingham.
So Laura, you're a player, you're standing there and you're hearing your anthem being abused. Yeah. What effect does that have on you? Does that make you even more determined?
That is better than any team talk your manager can ever give you. I mean, the Welsh national anthem was obviously sung with great fervour and passion, etc., but I don't understand booing national anthems. It just, for me, has the completely opposite effect.
The Welsh team looks like this today. In goal, Wayne Hennessy. The back four: Chris Gunter, James Collins, Ashley Williams and Danny Collins. Then in midfield, four ready: Joe Ledley, Andrew Crofts, Aaron Ramsey, the captain, and Andy King, Craig Bellamy and Steve Morrison. Wales making 5 changes, by the way, from their last qualifying game against Switzerland. England have actually made 6 changes from their last qualifying game against Montenegro, but just 2 from the last one, the friendly match with Denmark. The England lineup is Joe Hart, Glenn Johnson, Michael Dawson, John Terry and Ashley Cole, Scott Parker, Jack Wilshere, Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Darren Bent and Ashley Young. England today in white shirts and blue shorts, Wales all in red, as we begin this qualifying game for Euro 2012, and we have a Portuguese referee, Olegario Benquerenzo. England, we're just looking to see where everyone's playing. Mark, have you noticed something?
Rooney on the left of a 3, I would suggest, and Young on the right. Bent sort of almost through the middle on his own.
Where's Bellamy playing? He started on the right-hand side. I wonder whether he might fancy taking Glenn Johnson on, but he's at the moment playing on the right as in comes the clearance from Williams at the back for Wales. It's a throw to England, so we're just settling down here in the Millennium Stadium. England inside the Welsh half, and then it's nicked away from Wayne Rooney, and it comes back to Terry, who gets his first touch on the halfway line. Wilshere taking on Ledley, and the ball is played across to the England right, but it comes back to Dawson once more. This is the same England back four which played in Copenhagen in the friendly. Now Ashley Cole just down below us on the England left-hand side. Rooney's also, as Mark Lawrenson was saying, on the left. As in comes the challenge from Bellamy, the referee's waving play on there. Rooney has a word with Bellamy, not happy with the challenge he got from Craig Bellamy, and the ball is out of play for a Welsh throw.
Well, I think it's Ashley Cole who wasn't happy with the challenge from Bellamy. Rooney and Bellamy are absolutely fine. They're very much similar in thinking, but I think it was Ashley Cole thought he was poised on the ball and off the ball. It certainly looked a little bit that way.
Wales yet to really enter the England half. A long throw towards John Terry, headed back by Ashley Cole. Rooney heads it in field. The ball now comes down on the ground, and Rooney plays it quickly towards Bent, but Bent is foiled by his Aston Villa teammate James Collins. Wales still trapped inside their own half. Ledley finding Gunter down this near side. Wales now just looking for a bit of possession to settle themselves down here in the early moments of the game. Long ball to the far side of the field, which is not dealt with by King, and it's a throw to England.
It's a very energetic start by England, Mike. Certainly they really look pumped up here.
England throwing, sunshine over on the far side. A little chillier though here today than it has been over the past week. Wales against England in a European qualifying game, the 100th time that England and Wales have met, but it's only the 3rd time in 27 years. Glenn Johnson of England, high ball looking for Bent. In comes the challenge from the back from Danny Collins, and now Wales looking to try and get some passing going, but again the tackles come in, and the match yet to really settle down and have any kind of pattern, and it's a throw to be taken by Danny Collins.
There is an argument to say that both teams are playing exactly the same way, just leaving one player up front.
Ball into the England half, and there's Morrison trying to exchange passes with Ramsey. Then the ball from Cross is too short down this near side, but Ashley Cole can't get it forward, and Wales take possession, and it's Gunter, the right back, just down below us. Wales just trying to get a feel of things here as Ledley of Celtic takes possession on the edge of the centre circle. Finds Danny Collins over on the left. Wales playing from left to right in this first half. Good challenge coming in from Parker on Morrison, and it's going to be a throw-in to Wales.
And there's a real battle developing down Wales' right-hand side through Bellamy and Ashley Cole. It's a watch this space occasion.
Throw to Wales. Johnson's lost that in the air. Terry mops up and gives Joe Hart his first touch. Joe Hart in the England goal away to our right. Back again to John Terry. We've played 3.5 minutes of the first half here in Cardiff. Wales 0, England 0, and it's Ashley Cole of England, one of the 3 survivors from the last England team to play here under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Long ball forward from Cole, looking for Bent. Across comes Williams. Bent takes control for England. He just is forced towards the touchline though. Needs a bit of support. Finds Rooney. Rooney at the moment starting the game on the left-hand side. Clipped ball by Rooney. Brilliant ball by Rooney. Finding Glenn Johnson. Johnson on the edge of the Welsh area stumbles, and Wales now will clear. Good ball as well to the captain Ramsey. Ramsey trying to get away from Parker and Rooney as well, and he got past them both, and he feeds Gunter, and Gunter's going forward for Wales, looking for Bellamy. Ashley Cole slightly out of position. Step over there from Craig Bellamy. Back again to Gunter. Players in the penalty area for Wales. They haven't launched it yet though. Now it comes to Ramsey. Ramsey wins the corner, the first corner of the game, off Scott. No, it's not a corner. I thought it was off Scott Parker. It's a goal kick for England.
Yeah, I think very quick breakaways by Wales as well, and England committed quite a few men forward, and all of a sudden they were struggling a little bit to get those players back.
Just looking at the Welsh midfield, they have Ledley and Crofts, it seems, anchoring. They've got King playing the Leicester City player over on the left-hand side, and Ramsey probably just tucking in behind Morrison, the only striker. Bellamy on the right, of course. Clearance from England. It comes back into the England half, and it's headed back by Terry once more to Hart.
Yeah, and they're making the decision as well, Wales, that not to let England have the ball at the back. And I think what's going to happen is, as soon as the first man presses, the rest of them are going to press, which has just happened.
Well, Parker's lost the ball, but the referee's given the free kick for the challenge, which came in from Norwich City's Crofts. England's free kick quickly taken, and now it's Lampard. Hardly mentioned him so far. Wearing an unfamiliar number 7 shirt today. Finding Johnson down the England right. Glenn Johnson back in field to Lampard. Lampard to Ashley Young, who's gone into the centre. Ashley Young dilly-dallies a little bit, and England once more start from inside their own half. John Terry goes into Welsh territory for the first time. Plays a 1-2 with Ashley Cole. Terry's ball, stumble there. Ashley Young's got it in the area. Down he goes, and it's a penalty. Challenge from James Collins, I think it was, on his Aston Villa teammate Ashley Young, and England have a penalty inside the first 6 minutes.
Well, it's a daft penalty to give away. As soon as the ball comes in the box, Collins had already stumbled. There wasn't massive really coming together, and the referee was in an excellent position, but if anything, he's clipped the heels of the attacker.
And so Frank Lampard is the man given the responsibility of trying to put England in front here in what is a real bear pit of an atmosphere in Cardiff. All the Welsh fans behind Hennessey's goal trying to put Lampard off his stride. Lampard has had mixed fortunes over the years with penalties. Can he steer Fabio Capello's side into an early lead here in Cardiff? Here goes Lampard and scores very simply into the bottom corner, celebrates, runs towards the England fans. It's Wales 0, England 1, and a penalty from Lampard.
Well, the problem for Wales, Mike, was that Collins actually slipped on the first instance, which let England in, and then in trying to retrieve the situation, there's been a bit of a coming together, and he's just clipped the heels of the attacker, and I don't think the referee had any option. The other thing about it was the referee was in a very, very good position to give the penalty.
Well, England had to wait a long time to get the goal the last time they were here from Joe Cole. Fabio Capello is screaming instructions. Scott Parker had gone off the field for some reason. Maybe that was what it was about. He wanted to try and get Parker back into the game again. So Wales 0, England 1, and well, that will settle the butterflies in the England stomachs, I'm sure, here, and it's really knocked Wales back. We'll get a word from Graham Taylor and Robbie Savage in a moment on the penalty as Glenn Johnson takes possession inside the Welsh half. Ashley Young, of course, who came on and got a goal for England in that last friendly, and he's played a big part here already. Wales with some defending here to do, and Ledley lets it go out of play. So let's bring in our two guests here. I don't know who wants to speak first. Graham first.
Yeah, I come in. I think that at the end of the day, Collins slips, and that's put him in a bad position. He tries to rectify his position, and he does foul. It's a straightforward. I agree with the referee. Right, he might not have intended it, but that doesn't come into it. It's a foul, and England go 1-0 ahead. And I think that's. I think the referee got it right. Robbie.
Yeah, catalogue of errors. Collins slips. The right decision from the referee.
Thank you very much, both. Parker apparently has had some strapping put on his shoulder, so we'll watch the space there. But England are in front here, and how will the Welsh be able to respond to this? 8.5 minutes gone in the first half. It's a Lampard penalty for England, who have a free kick now over on the far side. Ashley Young is going to take it, and John Terry's gone forward. In comes the kick towards Terry. Terry almost got his head to that. Wales struggling to clear, and a handball, I think, given for the block on Bellamy. And Wales, who just need to calm themselves down now, find Gunter, the right back. Back again to James Collins. Now on to Andrew Crofts. Wales playing hurriedly here. Ledley into King. Back again to Ledley. They must just carry on believing here, Wales, but of course they have made a terrible start to this qualifying campaign, having lost all 3 previous games. Ball is back with Hennessy in the Welsh goal. 1-0 to England. Ledley on now to the Swansea centre-back Williams over on the Welsh left, and back again to Hennessy. Nobody's wanting the ball at the moment for Wales.
Well, they can't get out. I mean, they're doing the right thing. They're trying to play the ball around and build up some confidence, and everybody get a touch. But the problem about that is it's a nervy touch at the moment. You can sense it, can't you?
Let's switch from the England football scene here to the England cricket team, the World Cup in Colombo, and here's Mark Pugash.
England football team doing well. The reverse for the cricket team, Mike. 152 without loss, Sri Lanka in the 29th over. 64 to Dilshan, 62 to Taranga, who was dropped a hard caught and bowled chance by Tremlett. 230 the target, and Sri Lanka on the way there. 144 without loss in the 29th.
Thank you very much, Mark. 10 minutes gone here in Cardiff, and it's Wales 0, England 1, and Wales just look a little bit fidgety at the moment, a little bit nervous, having been knocked back by that early penalty from Frank Lampard, the foul given against Collins on Ashley Young. The ball is still inside the Welsh half. Now it's a throw-in over on the far side. So these are testing moments for Gary Speed, as we see him come out and clap his hands. He's had quite a baptism, really, as the manager, if you think about it. His first game against Trapattoni and the Republic of Ireland, and now here he is against Fabio Capello in England.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And the other problem as well for Wales is that England are playing a pressing game high up the pitch, and I think they're saying, come on, let's identify the weakness of 1 or 2 Welsh players on the ball, and it's working at the moment.
Well, at the moment England look the more confident side with their extra experience. The last thing Wales would have wanted was to concede so early in the game. Ashley Cole now for England, on to Rooney, switched back to Jack Wilshere. Wilshere on the halfway line for Lampard. Good crisp passing from England. This is the way they started the last game in Copenhagen. Some good movement. Now Darren Bent over on the England right hand side. England keeping the ball well here. Parker now gives the ball away. Ledley stabs it clear for Wales, and now just a moment for Wales, perhaps on the break here over on the left hand side, but immediately the England midfield players swarm around Ramsey to dispossess him. Then it's laid forward long. I don't think a little bit too long here for Bent, but Collins, that's James Collins, taking no chances, puts the ball into the crowd.
And also very cleverly, Morrison had run, not that he was clever in running offside, but John Terry realised the Morrison run and just stood up. He would have been miles offside.
Wales 0, England 1 in this European qualifying game, and now John Terry for Rooney. Good ball from Rooney for Wilshere. Nice movement from England. Wilshere and Rooney linking, and now Lampard has a second opportunity. Bit tight here for England and needs some wit. Ashley Cole's there now on the edge of the area. Ashley Cole gets away from the defender, lines up a shot and hits Williams. He's never scored for England, Ashley Cole, but the way Parker is protecting the back four as well is allowing the fullbacks to go forward. Now here comes Jack Wilshere for England into the Welsh penalty area, just nudged outside the area, and then a square ball towards Rooney was behind him, and it's a Welsh throw, but it was some nice movement there from England.
There's also really good urgency about England's talking about the movement, the passing. There are all sorts of options. At the moment they look a completely different team that appeared at that World Cup.
England now defending it. There's a throw in near side for Wales, but they're just trapped at the moment. inside their own half, Wales, as Terry steps in. And Terry tangles with Crofts. Terry emerges with the ball. Plays the ball back to Dawson inside the England half. Wales just can't get the ball at the moment. Long one now, skinned forward from Glenn Johnson. Rooney may get this in the penalty area. Cross comes a headed challenge from Gunter, and it's going to be an England corner.
Yeah, great ball, great run by Rooney as well. Gunter did really well. He was helped a little bit. He was wrong side for a second, but the high bounce of the ball just enabled him to get in and give a corner away.
You're listening to 5 Live from Cardiff. Wales 0, England 1 in this Euro qualifier. The man who scored the goal, Lampard, from a penalty, preparing to take an England corner. It's an England corner taken by Lampard. Hennessy stretches and makes a good save, and now just holds onto the ball. Can't do too much with it at the moment. They've all come back to defend. It's launched downfield towards Bellamy, who's given offside, and that's going to be an England free kick.
Crikey, it came a long way out the hands of Hennessy, didn't it? I think one bounce just outside the 18-yard box, straight into the arms of Joe Hart's a long, long way.
Dawson to take it. Speculation that Jagielka was going to play today, but this is the same back four which played in the previous match. Fabio Capello opting for continuity. Long ball forward now, looking for Young, and Young knocks it in, and Bent sweeps it in. Fantastic move, so simple from England. Long ball from the back. Ashley Young was down the right hand side. He got it into his Villa teammate Darren Bent, who finished so simply. And it's Wales 0, England 2 inside the first 15 minutes.
Mike, honestly, that should be page 3 of how to defend, not. Because, I mean, just the one ball played over the fullback. Great run by Young. He just took himself underneath the defender and round him. Had a touch, got his head up. Great run as well in from Bent. But it's such basic and woeful defending from Wales. That is frightening.
Well, they may be having their problems at the moment, Aston Villa, in the Premier League. But that was... combination there between Young and Bent, and Villa very much involved in this game so far, when you think James Collins also brought down Ashley Young for the first goal of the penalty.
That wasn't too dissimilar to the way England conceded a goal against Germany at the World Cup. It was that basic.
Wales are rocking here, as we'll this time bring in Robbie Savage first, I think, before Graham Taylor. Robbie?
Yeah, I think what's shown there is the difference in squads. Wales inexperienced back four, Danny Collins not played at club level, and international football you get punished. Poor defensive, wrong side. Great goal from England. What a pass from Glenn Johnson. Great run for Darren Bent crossing the near post. And England, this could be a cricket score.
Graham?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really poor defending, but England taking full advantage of it.
Robbie Savage, Graham Taylor, Mark Lawrenson with us here in the Millennium Stadium. Well, all the booing of the England anthem before the game here, the national anthem, God Save the Queen, by the Welsh fans, but now Wales staring into the abyss. They're already 2-0 down in the first 15 minutes, and they're giving the ball away cheaply. England are one step ahead all the time, as Rooney now puts his foot on the ball and then puts it out for a Welsh throw-in. Well, this is where the Welsh side need to dig in.
Well,
they haven't got a lot of experience.
Well, that's it. That is the key, Mike. You're looking at a number of players who play and ply the trades in the Championship, and this is difficult enough in this game to keep your head above water. All of a sudden 2-0 down at home, and it's a massive struggle. And the thing about Wales, to the credit in a way, is that they're trying to play out, but the problem is as soon as they play a longer ball, it's right into the hands of England.
And here now comes Jack Wilshere, and the referee was happy with the challenge on Wilshere, which takes him to the ground, and Wales now look to build from the back, led of course by a 20-year-old. Jack Wilshere's hobbling a little bit, who has the same surname as of course the man who masterminded English football's greatest 2 hours, Ramsey. He's leading Wales today for the first time, and what an opening 15 minutes it's been for him.
He has, and the other problem for Wales as well, Joe Ledley is almost playing in the Welsh back four. He is that deep.
Well, there's a skip and a jump at the moment about the England side, having scored 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Lampard's penalty, and Bent, I mean, that's really Bent's forte too, isn't it? The bits and pieces, he's getting on the end of it once more for England.
He's a simple footballer, yeah. Mike. Just very, very simple in the way that he plays.
Now it's steered in by Lampard, and Gunter judges his header well this time and heads it back to Hennessy. If you're just joining our commentary, we played 17.5 minutes of the first half, and it really has been one-way stuff so far. Wales 0, England 2, Lampard with a penalty, and then the second goal from Darren Bent.
Well, it's no doubt the Welsh anthem has worked for England.
And Williams of Wales loses the ball to Bent, and it's Ashley Young still playing over on that right hand side, finding Parker back again to Lampard, and now Young, and Bent is waiting, and Young is taking on Danny Collins. In goes the cross, and Rooney almost got hold of that. In the end he lashes it over the advertising board, and it's a goal kick, but Wales really struggling here, and England threatening to score a third.
Well, it's bad enough that you're reeling, you're 2-0 down at home, less than 20 minutes gone, and the problem is if you then start to give the ball to the opposition, who are having a very, very good opening quarter or so of this match, you're going to be all sorts of problems, aren't there?
Well, whenever you're a visiting team, they always say try and quieten the crowd, and that's what they've done here. It's almost full here at the Millennium Stadium. There's a segregated area left empty away to our left in between the England and Wales fans, and now Williams almost took his eye off that ball, but he plays it back to Hennessy, and Wales now try to move forward. The ball is with Williams, one of the two Wales centre-backs. Not much movement ahead of him though. It's into Ramsey, and back again into the Welsh half, and Williams is caught there, and the whistle's gone for a handball on the ground, and England have a free kick.
That was Parker just nicking the ball off the Welsh boys midfield.
At the moment, a bag of nerves, this Welsh side. England free kick. Nobody really taking responsibility out there for the home side, as Wilshere now with the ball for England. Back again to John Terry. So far a happy return for him as captain. Long one to the far side. It doesn't reach Glenn Johnson, but King, not taking any chances, heads the ball out for an England throw-in.
I think it's imperative that Wales score the next goal in this game.
Good throw onto Lampard. Lampard against Ledley, who concedes a corner. Corner to England over on the right, the far side. And Lampard looks like he'll be the man to take it, and Terry and Dawson both go forward. Well, we haven't even played 20 minutes yet, and from all the exuberance and excitement and anticipation that we had, say half an hour ago in the stadium, it's completely subdued by those two England goals. A Lampard corner down the England right-hand side, headed on by Dawson, but cleared by Wales at the back. It was Ledley who was there, and it's going to be an England throw-in now, just down below us on the left-hand side.
Even that, Mike, the ball bounced in front of Dawson. He just made a little semicircular run off his man and just flicked the ball in the penalty area. It's far too much time to play.
Gary Speed's first competitive game, his first game as manager in this stadium. The most capped outfield player, of course, for Wales. Now here goes Young with the ball in, which Hennessy holds at his near post. But again, he's going to have to hang on to this one to allow red shirts to get back into positions, forward positions.
Well, I think he needs to get red shirts to get back in defensive positions for 10 minutes. Just stop the flow of England pressure.
Bellamy, of course, has struggled to make any kind of early impact here for Wales. No Gareth Bale, remember, and it's now back with Joe Hart, who's hardly touched the ball in these opening 20 minutes. Wales 0, England 2. Dawson for Johnson. It was his long ball which sent Young down that right-hand side. And now England build again from the back with Tottenham Hotspur's Michael Dawson. Wales 0, England 2 in the European qualifying campaign. Ashley Cole against Gunter, and the Forest fullback heads the ball out for a throw-in.
Might just be a case for Wales, you know. Forget about trying to play football for 10 minutes. The goalkeeper kicks the ball some 85, 90 yards. Get the ball back to him. Let him kick it up front and just start to push up.
Well, a couple of very unconvincing headers at the back there by Wales, and James Collins exchanges words as well with Williams. They are rocking, and Fabio Capello and England will be aware of that and will want to be trying to put this game completely beyond them if they can before half-time. Wales 0, England 2. Of course, if Wales could get one back, then the whole atmosphere will be transformed here in the stadium, but they're not getting enough of the ball at the moment as Danny Collins takes possession down the left. Again, it's a sort of nothing pass back into defence, no conviction at all about it, and once more it's with the goalkeeper Hennessy as we move towards the halfway point of the first half. Nobody wanting to hold on to the ball here for Wales. Long one to the far side, which Glenn Johnson watches with almost disdain travel out of play for his team's throw-in over on the far side.
Well, that about 5 or 6 passes inevitably goes back to the goalkeeper, who then launches it. Anyway, he may as well at the moment, as I said, for 10 minutes, just launch the ball so they can push the back four out, they can push the midfield players up a little bit, and if they're going to lose a ball, Mike, lose it 20 yards from England's goal.
Capello controls the ball. It's an England throw. The one thing we expected today was pride, passion, maybe a local derby, full house here, lots of noise. Not at the moment. England leading 2-0. Alan Green.
Well, there was a late challenge there
Ramsey.
on Jack Wilshere.
Wilshere, sorry.
On Wilshere. Wilshire's down injured at the moment. The ball's been kicked out of play. And I don't know who was guilty of the challenge.
Well, I think it was an accident, in all honesty, Alan. I think it looks like he might have just been beaten to the ball, was he?
Yeah.
No, there was virtually nothing.
Yeah.
Or seemed innocuous, certainly.
It did seem innocuous. The referee is called for a stretcher.
It gives Gary Speed a chance to talk to one or two of his players.
Which is badly needed, I would have thought, from a Welsh perspective. I mean, so much for the breast-beating build-up to this game, which was so appallingly laid out in the media over the last week. Certain quarters going over the top about what might happen here in Cardiff. So far, it's been embarrassingly easy for England. Wilshire's going to be okay. No need for the stretcher. That was an exaggeration as well. So Wilshire goes off the pitch at the moment. He'll come back on very shortly. I didn't really see what caused an injury there.
No, well, I don't know.
Anyway, Gary Speed has an opportunity to talk to his players. Wales have the ball, and from the throw-in, no effort to give it back to England. Anyway, here's Ramsey, the Welsh captain, inside the centre circle, and Ramsey plays it to the right side to Gunter, back to the errant James Collins. He was at fault in the incident leading up to England's penalty. Collins belts it away towards the left side towards King, where it's comfortably headed back by Johnson, the England right back, to his goalkeeper Joe Hart. And that's possibly the only significant thing Joe Hart's had to do.
Yeah. Was he involved in the goal? Did he roll the ball out or something? No?
Yeah, oh well, I forgot about that.
He'll play him in
I hope he's not going to get cold. Wales 0, England 2. Here is Joe Hart again, to the edge of his penalty area. And, well, just listening to the two anthems, by the way, Mark, I mean, I know England fans have an appalling record of booing the anthems played in front of opponents, but it was the worst imaginable thing for the Welsh crowd to do, to boo God Save the Queen. We knew how the England fans would react. They'd have done that anyway, but what a ridiculous infantile response from the home crowd.
Well, never give your opposition an advantage, which is exactly what happened.
Joe Hart for England drives it away towards the far side. Johnson chests it infield to Ashley Young. Ashley Young flicks it forward, and Johnson's going to be onside. The fullback was caught out. Johnson crosses into the 6-yard box, where it's headed behind by Williams for an England corner. And they're all over the place, the Welsh defence.
Well, they're all, especially down the left-hand side. It's embarrassing at the moment. It's just balls played in behind the left-sided defender in terms of the back four. I think there might have been 3 on that occasion. This is so simple. This isn't like world-class football being played by England. It's just basic football. Clip it over the fullback, spin round, run in the back and get your cross in.
Corner to England from the far side there, right. Frank Lampard takes it in towards the near post, and it's cleared on the half volley. At least temporarily cleared. Then Johnson, lovely ball forward to Young. Some of Johnson's passing really good today for England. Now Lampard back to the recovered Wilshire. Wilshire was almost fouled there, still keeps the ball on towards Ashley Young. Young down the right side, tries to tease the fullback. His cross was blocked, it's behind for another England corner. So easy. The England fans are in the near left corner as we sit out, looking up from a terrific vantage point, this commentary position at Cardiff. It was great coming to Cardiff for those years when Wembley was out of commission. The only thing that was wrong with those trips was the noise of the public address system, which unfortunately they haven't corrected. 19 minutes to half time. Corner played in directly towards goal, and finally it's knocked behind. It's going to be, actually it's offside. Flags up for offside.
I want to say it well in the end, but it was a really good chance for Rooney. He got in front of his marker, and it was a flick header, just a little bit more purchase on it. Wales were in trouble.
Hennessy's goal kick, easily headed back by Ashley Cole to Johnson on the far side, the England right back. The pass was poor this time from Johnson, intercepted, then Young wins it back. Sri Lanka, by the way, now 165 for no wicket after 31 overs. They need 64 runs in the 19 overs that remain to beat England, knock England out of the World Cup. Well, it's been a shambolic World Cup for England anyway, apart from one brilliant display. They lose to Ireland, and they think they might win it. Come off it. Hart clears it upfield for England, towards Bent, headed away by James Collins, then headed on by Lampard to Wilshire, back by Young to Johnson, and Johnson just steps away from King, running down the far side. Johnson level with the edge of the penalty area. The cross was weak. It's cleared by Wales. and then Parker trying to hustle King on the far side. King gets back. Oh, it's actually Ramsey, sorry, not King. And then Ramsey, well, that attempted pass hit Rooney and goes behind for a goal kick.
Well, good job for Wales that Rooney had turned his back, actually, because he'd watched the ball. It would have just played him in.
Wales 0, England 2. You're listening to 5 Live at the BBC, and if you're interested in the cricket, of course, that's on 5 Live Sports Extra, full commentary on England against Sri Lanka, which is going Sri Lanka's way. Hennessy's goal kick for the Welsh, hit towards Bellamy, who hasn't been involved in the game at all. Cleared by England. Terry heads the ball down. Wilshere to Lampard, on to Bent, scoring the second goal. Rooney looking for the run of Ashley Young, got the pass slightly wrong, which is just as well for Wales.
I tell you what, Alan, as well, it was the speed of the passing as well that was going to do Wales certainly. If the last ball, the play-through ball, had been a good one, England were bearing down on the Welsh goal yet again.
That was a loose ball by Ledley to the far side, goes out of play for a throw into England, midway inside the Welsh half. Throw goes to Wilshere. Wilshere on to Rooney. Nice ball back to Parker, onto Lampard. Lampard can't squeeze the ball correctly through to Young, and it's played back to the goalkeeper Hennessy, who clears it first time, straight into England's possession again. Terry heads it to Johnson. Driven pass back to Dawson. You feel sorry for Morris, isolated upfield for Wales and not getting a look in. Bellamy trying to get a snap at the ankles of Ashley Cole. This time they make up as the ball breaks away from both of them, and it's with Dawson. Nearly half an hour played here in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. England lead by 2-0. Slight suspicion of a handball by John Terry, but not given by the Portuguese referee. Then the pass forward doesn't reach Rooney, but it still falls in England's possession. Cole to Young, and now Rooney. Rooney, who might enjoy this kind of inter-Celtic warfare, but that wasn't good from Wayne Rooney. It's out of play for a Welsh throw-in.
No, but he's done well because he's just been asked to play on the left-hand side of midfield, as he occasionally does for Manchester United in the Champions League, and at the moment he's playing his role extremely well, as is of course every one of the other English players.
Ledley heads the ball forward to Morrison. Ledley now to the right side, and Bellamy on the Welsh right. Ledley moves forward, Bellamy moves infield, plays it back to Crofts. Crofts to the right side, and the forest right back, Gunter. Into the skipper once more, Ramsey. Ramsey, middle of the England half. Running away from Wayne Rooney, and then flicks the ball straight to Glenn Johnson, who clears it upfield. Bent then beaten in the air by James Collins. Good header by the defender to the right side. Slightly better from Wales, but they're trailing by 2-0, and at the moment haven't got an earthly of getting anything from this match. It's with Crofts, and Crofts drives it forward straight through to John Terry. Terry with a careful pass forward to Scott Parker, and now Jack Wilshere to Frank Lampard. That midfield trio working really well for England. Wayne Rooney short of the halfway line, near side of the field, hits it long, looking for Bent. Williams, the defender, was all over the place, but wow, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure whether it was meant for Bent or even Ashley Young, who was a little bit further behind him. What are we? Just coming up to the 32nd minute. I don't think Wales have actually delivered the ball into England's penalty area as yet.
Not of any merit, no.
I don't even think it's been in, Alan. No. Actually delivered by a Welshman.
No. Here's Williams, the Swansea defender, forward and played to the right side, under hit, poor pass from the Welsh, and then Bellamy tries to win it back, but Rooney beats him. Ashley Cole to Rooney, a yard over the halfway line. A lovely chip pass by Rooney beyond the centre circle to the far side, and the England right full back Johnson onto Rooney. No one's going with Rooney. Rooney really loving this. In towards Bent, headed down by James Collins, and cleared by Crofts for Wales. Ledley on now to the captain Ramsey. Ramsey turns and flicks the ball to the right side, and here's Gunter over the halfway line. Plenty of room for the Forest full-back to run into, and then he just stops, retreats, plays it back to groans of frustration to the Welsh fans. It Crofts to Ramsey again. England working very hard, matching the Welsh up, and then finally it was an indifferent ball forward by Ramsey behind for a goal.
Well, England are making Wales risk the final pass because there's absolutely nothing on, and in the current form obviously they do keep giving the ball away.
See Fabio Capello standing in the technical area there, and from his body language you can't frankly understand much of what comes out of his mouth, but his body language indicated that he wants England to push forward rather more. We're pretty happy with the way things are going. That was a foul tackle on Wayne Rooney, but Ashley Cole gets to the ball. Onto Young. Back towards Cole. Cole heads it down to Bent. James Collins wanted it more, but the ball's still inside their old penalty area. Collins heads it away again. And then it's headed back there. Goodness, it's scrappy. But Crofts takes it away. And then there's a foul by Ashley Cole. And it's going to be a free kick to Wales.
Great desire from England, though, isn't there?
Yes.
Great desire. And they've always got, well, they've got 3 or 4 options on the ball, that's the first thing, but they've always got a get-out man, whether it be Johnson down the right or Cole down the left-hand side. As soon as England get the ball, they come very, very wide. The 2 wide players push on.
Loose ball from Ramsey. Had Young got the pass right to Parker, Parker would have been through. It wasn't right. So Wales survived that little scare. And now here's Morrison. Morrison tackled by Lampard, fouled by Lampard, free kick to Wales.
Well, this gives the Welsh a chance to deliver the ball into England's penalty area. First chance. The big boys are coming up.
11 minutes to half time. Wales 0, England 2, and the scoreline doesn't flatter England.
Not at all, no.
Utterly in command. But a Welsh goal just might spark a revival. Might. Who's going to take the free kick?
Ledley, is it?
That's Bellamy.
No, Bellamy, sorry.
Bellamy to take the free kick. We've got Williams and James Collins around the edge of the penalty area. So too is King and, of course, Morrison. So 4 very obvious targets to hit. Bellamy's free kick from the Welsh left. 10 minutes to half time, trailing 2-0. Bellamy plays it in, punched away by Joe Hart from the close attentions of Morrison. Good goalkeeping. That looked like a handball on the near side of the field by Danny Collins, but he got away with it. I don't think the assistant spotted it. The referee certainly didn't.
Great punch by Hart under pressure.
Yeah,
and also good pressure then by England in terms of making sure they got the ball back.
Parker to Wiltshire. Oh my goodness! Heavy challenge by Gunter and Ashley Young, but England retained possession. Lampard just takes it away to the far side. Confusion between Dawson and Johnson as to which of them the pass was meant for, and in the end Dawson reacted but could only put it out of play.
Well, Johnson started running forward before the ball was even out of his own half. He never even watched the ball.
Thrown to Wales. Let's get an update from Colombo. It probably makes for painful English listening. Mark Bugach.
Certainly is, Alan. 179 without loss after 33 over Sri Lanka. They need 230 to reach the semi-final. Dilshan has 80 and Tharanga has 80. A uniformity about the scoreboard. It's only a matter of when, surely. 179 without loss after 33 overs. Sri Lanka need 230 to win.
I think that constitutes a thrashing.
Well, that sounds as one-sided as this game has been so far.
Wales 0, England 2. Williams, the Welsh central defender, up to the halfway line, finds Bellamy, who switched flanks for the moment. On it goes, and Morrison just runs it out of play, and it's a throw in to England.
I'd like to know what kind of studs Collins is wearing, the guy who slipped for England's penalty.
Blades, probably.
Well, that's what you're led to believe. I mean, and we may be totally wrong, but that's the hunch, isn't it?
Johnson with a throw in for England on the far side. England right, 9 minutes to half time. England comfortably in front, leading by 2 goals to 0. Looked like a foul on Crofts by Rooney. Crofts reacted, but play continues. Will still with the ball on the far side. It's with Ledley. Ledley then foul tackle by Rooney, and it's a yellow card for Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. Well, he's just fouled Crofts about 20 seconds before, and this was as much for intent as anything, Alan, and I think he does make contact. There'll be no grief from the referee for that.
No, absolutely right. No need for it. It's not as if England is struggling, but it was a high challenge by Rooney that caught.
No, it's the first one.
That's the first one.
The second one was, wasn't it?
And he now misses the Switzerland game on June the 4th. Thank you, Michael.
That's all right. I'll be on a beach in Mexico by then, won't he?
No, hold on a second. We cannot possibly suggest, even mildly, that Rooney was deliberately booked.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he'll be on a beach in Mexico.
So
what a blow that is.
Does that mean we have to do the game on June the 4th?
I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, you're not going to be there either.
I'm going with him.
8 minutes to half time. A particular beach in Mexico? Oh, no, we'll just leave it. Rooney will not be available for England's game against Switzerland on June the 4th at Wembley. Here's Wilshere. On to Bent. Bent's onside. Oh, the pass slightly ahead of him, and out comes Hennessy.
Alan, when the ball came to Wilshere, he just turned and he ran at the Welsh defence. There was absolutely nobody anywhere near him. If he'd just got the pass right to Bent, that would have been 3.
Isn't it terrific to see Wilshere playing forward for England, you know, in an advanced position in midfield, and not the defensive role that I think Capello had in mind for him at the start.
I'll tell you what's good about Wilshere is that he's so patently, obviously ready, and for once England have put him in and just, you know, you grow with the team.
Great to see. 7 minutes to half time. Wales 0, England 2 here on 5 Live. Welsh defence caught napping again as the throw-in went to Lampard. Lampard thinks he's won a corner. He hasn't. It's a goal kick.
If that throw had been taken a little bit earlier, a little bit flatter, Lampard would have had all the time in the world just to help it round the corner right-footed from sort of right to left into the penalty area.
Lampard scored England's first goal from the penalty spot after 6 and a bit minutes of play, and then before a quarter of an hour had gone, Bent made it Wales 0, England 2.
I think the problem for Gary Speed at half-time, Alan, is where do you start? And, there aren't too many experienced, in terms of international football, experienced footballers in this Welsh dressing room. His captain's only 20. Obviously he's going to gain from the massive experience, but in this particular situation, it's just when you need 1 or 2 people to say, come on, hey, you know, let's at first, before anything else, let's stop England playing before we do anything else.
Capello just had a word there with Wayne Rooney.
Don't get booked.
It could be a tactical word, or it could be a wise up Wayne. Rooney booked and suspended for the next competitive game. It's actually Young with a whip shot, right foot of the volley over the crossbar. I think Hennessy had it covered.
I tell you, it wasn't far away. It was, remember that Thierry Henry goal at Highbury?
Yes.
I think it was against Manchester United. Wasn't too dissimilar to that, and in the way, the construction of the move, certainly.
Well, the atmosphere is much flatter than it was at the start of the game, when it was wild with enthusiasm for the Welsh fans, and now they look at reality. England much better at the moment, and we've only got 50 minutes of the game left for play. Ramsey beaten by Parker, and then Wilshere plays it to the far side. Johnson onto Lampard, Lampard to Bent. I think Lampard was fouled. Bent did well, flicking it towards the right side towards Johnson. Good work by Bellamy to get back, make the interception. But here's Dawson for England, chipping it forward. Johnson heads it infield to Bent, and back to Dawson again, who sweeps it to John Terry. England have grown in confidence since the game started, without question.
Well, I think this is how they started.
Terry to Parker. Hasn't Parker slotted in well too? Scott Parker for England, playing it back to Joe Hart, trying to keep the England goalkeeper involved in the game. And then Hart's clearance was disappointing, straight out of play on the near side of the field for a throw into Wales.
That's the most pressure in this game that an England player has been under, the goalkeeper.
Throw-in taken by Gudry, gets the ball back from Cross, and then he plays it to Hennessy, his custodian, and Hennessy hits it towards the left side. Danny Collins heads it infield to Williams. Williams takes it on his right thigh, plays it back to Danny Collins. The atmosphere is very muted inside the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. England totally in charge, leading by 2-0. Here's Ledley, back to Williams for Wales, and then Danny Collins on the far side. Williams again, but the action is still midway inside the Welsh half. No reason for the Welsh fans to work up any enthusiasm. It's with Danny Collins again. Awkward pass, hit forward. Bellamy does well, keeps it in play, finds Ledley, or thought he kept it in play, but the assistance flag is up. It's a throw into England.
I think in many ways you have to applaud Wales for the way they are trying to play, but the problem here is that they're just not capable of playing out of their own half. It's quite obvious.
Throw in for England on the far side of the field. Johnson throws it to Bent, who was being fouled by Williams, and it's a free kick to England, about 30 yards from goal. Ashley Cole had spotted the opportunity for an early free kick, rushed forward, but
yeah, and Rooney had spotted it as well. He was thinking about taking it.
No. It's going to be left now to Ashley Young. The free kick in the inside right channel, as far as England are concerned. Young's going to deliver it right-footed. Dawson's in the penalty area, so too is John Terry. You fear for the Welsh if England score a third before half-time in terms of what the end scoreline would be. Young plays it in. Dawson is there, headed away by Wales. Parker onto Terry, left side of the penalty area, and back now to Wilshere. Wilshere to Rooney. Wilshere once more, edge of the box. Now to Terry. Terry crosses first time, overhits it, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, just a waste in the end for John Terry. Had a little bit more time there, but that's the English centre back on the right hand side of the Welsh box in loads of space.
2 goals so far. Could have been more for England. They just carry all the threat, and Wales have done absolutely nothing, sadly.
It's hard to see, Alan, as well, looking at the Welsh bench, how they're going to be able to change this. I mean, Robbie will know more than I will about some of the players that are on the bench, but it's a difficult shout to change the way they're playing.
Dawson lifts the ball forward. Bent controls it, or rather, his attempt of control was woeful. He missed the ball entirely, and Wales have it. James Collins back to Hennessy. Hennessy forward to Collins once more, just to the right of his penalty area, in a similar position to where he slipped that led to the England penalty. Now it's with Williams, on to Danny Collins on the far side of the field. I think Wales have had much more possession over the last 10 minutes, but it's in areas that aren't hurting England. It's in the Welsh half. Now James Collins whacks it away towards the left side, towards Bellamy. Johnson heads it clear. Rooney heads it down to Johnson again. Bellamy gets in a challenge, and Wales get the ball back. It's with Williams, one of their central defenders. And now Ledley, just short of the halfway line. On to Craig Bellamy. Bellamy to Ramsey. Back to Bellamy. That's good work. Bellamy moving forward, trying to feed it through, and then it was well intercepted by Ashley Cole. Yeah. That can't be interpreted, I don't think, as a pass back to the goalkeeper. At least it wasn't by the referee.
No, great piece of defending by Ashley Cole. Just anticipated that the ball was being played in behind him, really, for the on-rushing Welsh player, and did extremely well just to guide it in the direction of Joe Hart.
Inside the final minute of the first half here in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, England leading Wales by 2-0. The first goal scored by Lampard, a penalty. The second by Bent. Both those goals in the first 15 minutes of the game. Hennessy, the Welsh goalkeeper, to Williams. Williams thought about passing it to Danny Collins, changed his mind, plays it towards Bellamy instead. It was intercepted well by Glenn Johnson, but Rooney couldn't keep possession for England. And it's back with Collins D in the left back spot for Wales. Forward now to Morrison, the Millwall striker. Good ball by Morrison into Ramsey. Ramsey to the near side, and King of Leicester back to Gunther. Ramsey once more, but the action just over the halfway line. Again, not in a dangerous area as far as England are concerned.
What the Welsh have done, they've changed the wide players, haven't they? King.
Oh, it's Morrison skipping past Dawson into the penalty area, but his cross easily cleared on the volley by the England skipper John Terry. And then Rooney gives possession away.
Dawson was lucky, Alan. Yep. He came and tried to pinch the ball. He was very, very lucky.
Lampard towards Wilshere. Wilshere didn't pick up possession as quickly as he should have done, and it's hit upfield by James Collins. We're into added time at the end of the first half. I didn't notice the fourth official coming out. 1 minute, so we've almost had it. We've got 10 seconds left. And it is inconceivable at the moment that Wales can turn this around.
Well, with the personnel, everything about it. I mean, the way they're defending on their own, forget about even trying to change the team around. Just defensively, they've just been naive in the extreme.
Joe Hart's clearance was a little loose, ran to Gunter. We've had our minute of added time. I think the referee is about to blow his whistle. In fact, he blows it now. And it could not really be any easier for England.
No, you have to credit England, though. The way they've set themselves up in a basic 4-3-3, they've all adhered to that particular way of playing. They were very, very quick out the blocks. They put Wales under all sorts of pressure. Because they've got a few championship players as well who are extremely nervous and understandable. They've given the ball away. They've contributed to their own downfall here, Wales. Absolutely no doubt about it. England have been very, very good. Wales abject.
Wales 0, England 2.
Alan, Mark, Mike, thank you very much. The thoughts of Robbie Savage and Graham Taylor to come, but if it's going well for the English footballers, it isn't for the English cricketers. Mark Pugach.
Horrible evening here, Mark, in Colombo. Sri Lanka need 230 to reach the semi-final. They are 197 without loss. Make that 198. We're in the 36th over. Dilshan has 92 and 87 to Thuranga. They might both get 100. Well, the quarterfinals began with a 10-wicket win. They might end with a 10-wicket win. Two exciting games in the middle. 198 without loss now. We're in the 36th over. In a few moments' time, the thoughts of former England captain Michael Vaughan. But at the moment, it seems like we're just going through the motions.
Yeah, we'll be back with Mark and Michael before the second half begins here at the Millennium. Robbie, a difficult first half for Wales. Little movement, players that aren't able to play how Gary Speed wants them to play.
Yeah, well, that's the most confusing thing, why we're trying to play like we are, especially when you leave David Vaughan at the team. For Blackpool this year, David Vaughan's been getting the ball. He's nearly been as good as Charlie Adam, and he's not in the team. He's gone for Crofts, and Ledley, who's having an absolute nightmare out there. It is a poor performance. I wish I was on here saying they've been positive, they've been aggressive, but they've been neither. It's been an inept performance, and listen, alluding to what Mark Lawrenson said in the first half, why not smash the ball in the corners, get up the field, get out and put the pressure on England? They haven't done anything.
I mean, whenever Aaron Ramsey gets the ball, it was also alluded to in commentary, there are no options for him.
No options at all. And I think what will happen at the end of this game, Gary Speed alluded to it before the game when he said, when we last played England at Old Trafford, he came off the pitch, looked at himself and thought, have I done enough? And I think every single one of them Wales players out there today will think the same thing. I haven't done enough.
The opposite being true for England, Graham. There has been movement, there has been options, and the person that has allowed them to have as many options as they have has been Scott Parker.
Certainly. I mean, the big thing for me that I hope that Capello sees, the holding player is Scott Parker, and that has enabled Lampard on his right hand side and Wiltshire on the left to go up and down the pitch like old-fashioned inside forwards and wing halves as they used to be. Wiltshire was never, in my opinion, a holding midfield player. You've brought in a proper one, a man that you had prior to South Africa and hardly spoke to at all, but Lampard and Wiltshire can get up and down that pitch because they know that they have behind them Scott Parker holding the position, protecting the back four. I think Scott Parker has played extremely well in this half.
Graham Taylor and Robbie Savage alongside me at half-time then. England 2-0 up on Wales here at the Millennium Stadium. How are the Great Britain cyclists doing at the World Track Championship? Simon Brotherton.
Well, it's been a disappointing day for Great Britain cyclists. The two biggest names in the team have lost their world titles this afternoon. Sir Chris Hoy had to settle for silver behind Australia's Shane Perkins in the men's keirin, while Victoria Pendleton's bid for a fifth consecutive world sprint crown ended at the semi-final stage. She too lost to an Aussie, Anna Mears, finally getting the better of Pendleton and going on to claim the crown. Victoria Pendleton then went on to beat Olga Panarina of Belarus for the bronze medal. The keirin's always tough to predict by its very nature, and Hoy only just came up short, while Pendleton, to be honest, hasn't been in great form all season, and the Worlds have merely been a continuation of that.
Thank you very much. So second half commentary of Wales against England to come, and then at 5 o'clock we're going to bring you the Oxford-Cambridge boat race. Oxford have won the toss and have gone for the Surrey side. Jonathan Ledyard, commentary of that at 5 o'clock. Second half of Wales against England to come after Tom Sanders with the BBC News.
Online at bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The TUC says hundreds of thousands of people have been demonstrating in central London in protest against the government's public spending cuts. Thousands of people are now rallying in Hyde Park, and our correspondent Ben Wright is there live for us. Ben, what's the tone from both the stage and from the ground itself?
Well, the grass here in Hyde Park is absolutely covered with thousands of very good-natured people who've joined this demonstration, have poured into the park to hear the speeches from the stage. People sitting around with picnics. People have come as far away as Aberdeen on buses to hear a succession of trade union leaders. Brendan Barber, the head of the TUC, and of course Ed Miliband address them and angrily say that the government's cuts agenda is wrong, it's going too deep, it's too fast. Ed Miliband, it's a big day for him. This is one of the biggest speeches I think he's had to make. He's put himself at the forefront of this campaign. He said that the people here represented the mainstream majority of Britain. I think he's keen not to appear just to be siding with the trade unions and left-wing causes, but he will come in for some criticism from the coalition, from the Conservatives, who've already said that Ed Miliband runs the risk of siding with sort of left-wing protesters who'd rather have the comfort of opposition than make tough choices themselves on what they would cut instead.
Ben, thanks very much for that update. Well, away from the main march, which has been peaceful, as we heard from Ben there, the police say that there have been 2 significant incidents of violence. The Met says light bulbs filled with ammonia were thrown at officers in the Oxford Street area, where shops and banks were attacked. Anti-government fighters in Libya have retaken the important eastern town of Ajdabia after Colonel Gaddafi's forces were driven out by air attacks. The rebels say they'll now push west as they continue their military campaign to topple the regime. Magistrates in Swindon have granted police more time to question a man on suspicion of killing 22-year-old Shana Callahan, who disappeared last weekend. Her body was found on Thursday. Officers are searching a field in Gloucestershire for what they believe may be a second murder victim.
In May, we get to vote on whether or not we want the way we elect our MPs to change. This week, I'll be putting the proposed changes to the test.
Victoria, Derbyshire.
I'll be live with 300 listeners and a panel of guests debating what a change to first past the post could mean. And I'll be holding a mock general election in one constituency using the current voting system and the proposed alternative vote. It allows you to rank candidates in order of preference. And we'll see what difference, if any, the alternative vote has on the result. The alternative vote debate, Wednesday morning from 10 on 5 Live.
Good afternoon, this is Mark Chapman at the Millennium Stadium with 5 Live Sport, as well as the game that's going on here. There are league games going on this afternoon as well. These have all finished in Empower League 1. Bournemouth 2, Charlton 2, Brighton 2, Swindon 1, Colchester 5, Exeter 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, and Leyton Orient 1, Yeovil 5. In League 2, Aldershot 1, Accrington 1, Macclesfield 0, Stevenage 4, Morecambe 0, Wickham 3, Port Vale 0, Bury 0, Stockport 2, Southend 1. It's half time at Valley Parade, where it's Bradford 0, Shrewsbury 0. There's one late kick-off in League 2 this afternoon. Barnet against Sheffield gets underway at 6 o'clock. In the Blue Square Bet Premier, these are half times. AFC Wimbledon 1, Rushden 0, Barrow 0, Bath 1, Cambridge 1, Forest Green 0, Darlington 0, Altrincham 0, Eastbourne 0, Kettering 1, Gateshead 0, Crawley 0, Hayes 0, Fleetwood 2, Southport 0, Luton 0, York 0, Histon 0. Early results in the Blue Square Premier: Grimsby 2, Tamworth 2, and it finished Mansfield 1, Kidderminster 2. Back to the half times. These are in Scotland. Iron Brew, Scottish First Division. Dundee 1, Cowdenbeath 1. Goalless between Dunfermline and Partick. Falkirk 1-0 up on Wraith, and goalless as well between Ross County and Morton. This is a result from Division 1. Queen of the South 4, Stirling 1. Now in the second division, Airdrie 3, Forfar 1, Alloa 0, Peterhead 0, Brechin 1, Dumbarton 0, East Fife 0, Livingston 1, Stenhouse Muir 1, Ayr 0. And in the third division, Arbroath and Stranraer are goalless at the moment. Berwick 0, East Stirling 1, Clyde 1, Montrose 0, Elgin 0, Albion 1, and Queen's Park 0, Annan 1. So you're up to date with all the football that's going on at the moment. Let's get the latest on the cricket with Sri Lanka cruising for victory. Michael Vaughan is with Mark Puga.
Almost over here. It is Mark with the score 211 without loss. Magnificent century from Dilshan, who just rocked back to one from Graham Swan. It was just short of a length, and he cut it through the covers for fourth. Tharanga has 91, Dilshan 101, 211 without loss. They need 19 more to win. They've got about 12 overs in which to do it as well. It's the second time in the World Cup these two have put on over 200 for the first wicket. And Michael Vaughan, after 5 months away, I think the England players are desperate just to get home now.
I think they'll be thinking about getting on that plane and getting back to the UK. Look, they've been given a lesson on how to play one-day cricket on these kind of serves. I thought 229 could have been a real competitive total, but these two, Tharanga and Dilshan, have played magnificently. Just at the start, we saw a few just go past the outside edge. A few balls flew through the air that just didn't quite get a hand, but since about the 8th over, they've just dominated. They've dictated to Graham Swan and attacked him. They've hit him for a 6, they've swept him, they've hit him through the offside. It really has been a lesson, and if we're completely honest, Puget, I think England out of the top 8 who qualified for the quarterfinals, there's only really the West Indies who've played worse cricket, so I guess they're getting what they are. We thought today they might be all right on the night, but clearly they're not being. 19
to win off 78 balls. Tharanga's got a runner at the moment. We think he might just have a touch of cramp, no more than that. 91 off 114 deliveries, 10 fours and a 6. Dilshan 9 fours and 2 sixes. Tharanga was about half an hour ago, wasn't it now? A couple of caught and bowled chances to Chris Tremlett. Neither of them were straightforward.
We're clutching there.
Well, we are.
They were just smashed back at him.
Yeah. But the first one in particular, I thought maybe on another day he might have clung on to.
Look, but you look like at the old tournament. No, England came to the tournament. They lose Morgan. KP goes to open the batting. He'd not opened in Australia. Pryor had. Then KP goes home. Pryor goes back to open. Bell opened today. So England have been confused about what is their best 11. It's been a long winter. They have had injuries, which is not ideal. The schedule has been ridiculous. And the one thing that I stressed in Australia, I felt they could have sent 3 or 4 of their senior guys from Australia home early to rest up for this World Cup. They didn't. They played the whole lot. Swan got a little bit of a break because of an injury. They just haven't been at the races, whether it's tiredness and fatigue, but with this set of players and the talent of which I know they can play to, they've underachieved in this tournament.
I'm afraid that's the story, isn't it? You had it with your team in the West Indies. Actually, let's be brutally honest, as a 4 more flashed by Tharanga over point down towards the boundary in front of those absolutely excited and exultant fans. That's 2-16 without loss. And since 1992, let's be honest, England have had pretty awful World Cups.
Well, you say back in 2003, the Zimbabwe situation with Nasser Hussain's team, and I was involved in that. If we'd have travelled there, we'd have probably made the semi-finals, and that would have been a great achievement. That is, you know, this team are better. We've played some good one-day cricket over the last year or so, and at the end of last summer when we played Pakistan, remember we beat Australia in England, we beat Pakistan, and everyone was buoyant, and then all of a sudden we win the Ashes 3-1, and something changed. We lost in Melbourne. Stephen Davis opened the bat and he got 4-2, but was dropped a couple of times. The next game, he's out, Pryor's straight in, Collingwood was dropped. So there's been confusion about what is England's best 11 right at the last step, which has been pretty much the case in the last 3 or 4 World Cups, which is disappointing, but you've got to take your hats off for Sri Lanka. They're going to take some beating, particularly here. New Zealand, get ready. You're going to have to play well.
14 to win. When Sri Lanka beat England in the quarterfinals in Faisalabad in 1996, they did so with 10 overs to spare. It's going to be exactly the same here. A fifth of the overs to spare. Now, where does this leave? We've got the situation with Ricky Ponting. What's going to happen to him? Graham Smith is stepping down. What do you think should happen to Andrew Strauss in one-day cricket? Undisputed Test captain, no one's going to have a word about that. What about one-day cricket?
Well, whatever happens, it was very similar with me at the last World Cup. You can't make gut reaction decisions. You have to go away and just think about your position, think about what is the best thing for the England team. It may be that he needs to carry on just for the continuity of being a Test and the one-day captain. 2020 is done by Paul Collingwood. Whether that stays the same, we'll have to wait and see. But Andrew Strauss is a team man. He has his heart in completely the right place, and he will make the right decision. And I hope he does it in a few weeks' time when the dust is settled. There'll be all sorts of debate over the next week. We'll all be talking about the next World Cup 11, who's it going to be, and draw up all the names. Let him get home, let him think, let him just make a decision on his own, because he deserves that. We have respect for that. I have a sneak suspicion that this may be his last 20 minutes as a one-day player, but that's just my suspicion.
And also, Michael, let him sleep in his own bed, because what has he had, 4 nights
exactly,
at home since the end of October? I mean, that must be the other thing, and you must have had that as well, of just being absolutely shattered mentally and
let
physically.
Me tell you, in 2003 we went straight from Australia to South Africa. We couldn't go home because of the Zimbabwe situation. Then I knew Nasser Hussain and Duncan Fletcher went to the ECB and said this should not happen again. 2007 we went home for something like a week and a half straight to a World Cup, knackered. We didn't have a great team then. We've done the same again. So the last 8 years, England management have complained about the schedule, and we've done it the same again. I don't think it is an excuse in a way, but this team should have played better. But the ECB, who took a lot of credit for England winning the Ashes 3-1 and got everything right in terms of preparation, well, let's be honest, they got it wrong for this World Cup.
Yeah, I think we've just seen it, the tiredness here, Mark. A wide down the leg side from Tremlett, and Pryor made his rather weary way across to stop it, but it's a wide. 219 without loss. They need 11 to win. In fact, they need 10 to win. 220 without loss. The scoreboard moving as slowly as the England fielders. 10 to win.
And we'll be back with you both when Sri Lanka reach that target. Let me give you some rugby latest scores. In the Aviva Premiership, Harlequins 53, Gloucester 50, just going into the last couple of minutes at the Stoop. Half-time at the Dayski, London Irish 18, Exeter 8, and leaders Leicester are taking on Bath at the Rec. That match gets underway in 25 minutes. So the boat race to come on 5 Live at 5 o'clock. Then it's Alan Green and Robbie Savage with 6:06 from 6 o'clock. 0500 909 693 will be the number as ever. And now it's the second half of Wales against England. Here's Mike Ingham.
No changes made by either of the managers at half-time. The Welsh lineup is Hennessy, Gunter, James Collins, Williams and Danny Collins, Ledley, Crofts, Ramsey, King, Bellamy and Morrison. And for England it's Hart, Johnson, Dawson, Terry and Cole, Parker, Wilshere, Lampard, Rooney, Bent and Young. Goals from Lampard, penalty and Bent. Rooney, shown a yellow card in the first half, is now out of the next game against Switzerland. Wales in the second half playing from right to left. Long ball punted forward by James Collins, looking for Morrison, who's had nothing to feed off at all in the first half. He's battling here, Morrison, but I think he'll lose it to Glenn Johnson, who thumps it not a very long way, straight up into the air. It's still inside the England half. Down below us, it's Danny Collins fouling Ashley Young, and a free kick to England. Mark Lawrence.
Well, and I think the Welsh have started the second half how they ended the first half, Mike, with Bellamy now on the left. I think King on the right hand side. Whether they're going to change their actual style of play remains to be seen.
Must admit, when the draw was made, as Ashley Cole has the ball over on the far side, I thought, as a long one is played into Darren Bent, in many ways this could be England's hardest game, because it would just be a complete one-off. Wales will approach England in a different way from playing Montenegro, Bulgaria or Switzerland, but it's been such a one-sided first half as Jack Wilshere tries to go forward, goes to the ground, and Wales clear. Long ball downfield, huge gap though between Morrison and the rest. England now lose the ball. Ashley Cole's lost it. In goes Aaron Ramsey, the young captain of Wales. He's being forced backwards though. Oh, that was really good play from Parker. I mean, Graham Taylor was mentioning him, and the way he pushed and pressed, that's right out of Capello's manual. That's what he expects from his team. And he really did fight there, Parker, and push the Welsh team all the way back.
Oh, he's dogged, isn't he? And he's actually a better footballer than one or two people give him credit for.
If England win this game, this could be the biggest plus really for Capello. As a long ball forward looking for Bend, it just gives them, if they can find that player, the holding midfield player, to stick in front of the back four, that will give England more options. Though of course Parker's he is more than that though. He does look comfortable coming forward as well. Oh, Hennessy with a poor clearance in the Welsh goal, and he's knocked it to Ashley Young down the England right. Young jockeying for possession, in goes the cross over Hennessy. Rooney can't get it, and Wales threatening to self-destruct there right at the start of the second half. It's Wales 0, England 2. We're just underway in the second half.
Well, they overplayed so much in their own half in the first half, Wales. Surely Gary Speed can't have said just keep playing that same way, which is exactly what they've done, and they've got away with one there from the goalkeeper.
We've Robbie Savage and Graham Taylor with us here today, and we'll hear from them during the second half. I expect at some point we'll be seeing Andy Carroll coming on for his second England cap. I'm sure Fabio Capello will try and give him some minutes. It's now Rooney. Too many Welsh players though over on the far side, and they lose the ball once more in midfield. Wales. Lampard to Bent, on now to Parker. You see, he's much more than just sitting in front of the back four. He's well inside the Welsh half. Now it's Ashley Young, Bright down the England right, square ball to Wilshere. Wilshere now with his left foot straight at Gunter, the fullback. Wales looking to clear, and a nice turn from King. King is playing over on the right at the moment. Bellamy at last with a chance perhaps to take on Glenn Johnson. Now Parker with the energy is back inside, tucking in once more and giving the ball back to Joe Hart. I think we were surprised that Bellamy didn't switch more in the second half, and certainly try his luck against Johnson. Now he's doing that, but King was hardly in the game, the Leicester City player. He's now over on the right hand side. How they've missed Gareth Bale, obviously. Now England, and it's Wilshere for Lampard, back again to Wilshere, and back again to Lampard. Good understanding between the two players. In from Lampard to Bent, back again to Darren Bent. England building, lots of white shirts. Ball given to Young. Glenn Johnson made a run forward. Ashley Young now teasing the fullback, dinks the ball in towards Rooney. May run hit of free kick given against England.
Yeah, Rooney just nudged Collins out of the way, didn't he?
In the last game, England played at 4-4-2, and the Lampard-Wilshere in the first half, not sure that worked, but it's with Parker as well in there today, and they've got much more of a licence to go forward, haven't they?
You've got an insurance policy, that's a great thing about it, and quite naturally those two players will tuck in anyway when they haven't got the ball.
Wales 0, England 2. Now some strong running from Wales, much better. Gunter now looking maybe for King, but Parker is there again, stopping Gunter from getting forward. Important interception, and Rooney's there now, plays the ball through the defender's legs. Wilshere back again to Rooney. England on the counter-attack, leading 2-0. Wilshere again takes possession in front of Fabio Capello, but then there's a misplaced pass, and Wales win it back through King, and now they look to try and get forward to score the goal, which would change the atmosphere here in the stadium. Believe me, if Wales can score here, any time now would do really, and the whole scene will be different here. It's Wales 0, England 2. Long ball forward, which Glenn Johnson doesn't really control, because he's conceded a throw-in for Wales, and they'll cheer anything they can here to try and get the home side back in this game. It's Danny Collins with a throw-in. Morrison waits just inside the England penalty area. The ball is thrown to the unmarked Crofts. Crofts lays it back again to Danny Collins. It's all played a little bit hurriedly and quickly, and now Glenn Johnson's there to make sure that Wales don't go forward, and it's going to be an England goal kick.
I think it's just important now for Wales just to keep England in their own half here. Just don't go too deep. Press forward a little bit. Try and win the first header if it's a long kick from Joe Hart, and if not, win the second.
Crowd of just under 70,000 here. Capello's tactics have been interesting, playing Ashley Young on the right and Rooney over on the left. I'm not sure he'd have picked this team had Bale been playing. Milner might well have featured. As now Hart clears into the Welsh half. James Collins rises with Bent and beats him in the air. The ball is inside the centre circle, and it's Parker once more. England need a bit of width here as Wilshere now flicks it down the left-hand side, and Cole won't be able to control that, and it's out of play for a Welsh throw-in. But another England goal here, and that really would be the end of it. Wales 0, England 2 on 5 Live. 51 minutes gone in the game. Back again to Mark Pugac at the Cricket World Cup.
Sri Lanka have beaten England by 10 wickets. Tharanga 102 not out. The winning runs as he thrashed Tremlett through the covers for 4. Dilshan unbeaten on 108. England's World Cup is over. Their winter is over. Sri Lanka into the semi-finals. They win by 10 wickets. They will play New Zealand.
Thank you, Marcus. Bellamy now tries to release King, but he just delayed the pass, and it's got a goal kick to England. So we've got two very contrasting stories from the England point of view today, with England leading here 2-0 against Wales in this Euro qualifier, and as you've just heard from Mark Pugac, England slumping out of the Cricket World Cup against Sri Lanka. Javier Capello's just out in his technical area for the first time, urging Rooney to get a little further forward, as England have the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. 2-0 to England. Early goals which really deflated the Welsh here. Penalty from Lampard and the second from Darren Bent. Typical Darren Bent finish, close range. Wales now with Ledley, who had to play very deep for much of the first half. Gunter now, better ball on towards Ramsey, his captain, but Wales don't hold it, and it's Lampard now for England. A bit more freedom for Lampard here today. Ashley Young back to Johnson, and now Dawson. He got a call from the Spurs defender who's got the ball. Parker's available. Dawson gives it back again to Glenn Johnson. England playing here in the Millennium Stadium from left to right as Ashley Young appeals for the throw-in, and it's given against him. Welsh throw-in given by the linesman down there, and we have played 7.5 minutes of the second half.
England have just lost a little bit of the urgency in their passing at the moment.
Yeah, maybe that's why Capello's now come out, just to make sure that they keep the momentum going here. Gary Speed perhaps contemplating changes soon, but he doesn't have anything like the options on the bench that Capello has. Throw into Wales, and it's Williams, who was given quite a torrid first half. Clears onto Morrison. Nice flick from him to Bellamy. Bellamy now looking to release King over on the far side. Ashley Cole out of position. King took it early and strikes it straight towards the crowd. But that is possibly the best Welsh move of the entire game.
It is. You might argue it's the only Welsh move, and Ashley Cole did really well. We thought he might be able to intercept the ball. He couldn't, but he just stood his ground, and he just ushered King away from the goal. It would have been some strike to beat Joe Hart from that particular angle, but certainly better from Wales.
Bit of class there from Craig Bellamy, and now the England clearance from Joe Hart, who slips as he clears. Ashley Young heads the ball on well there against Danny Collins. Williams clears. Now it's Parker on the halfway line. Wales 0, England 2, as Johnson now tries to release Ashley Young once more, and again Danny Collins is struggling here against Ashley Young. Young onto Lampard. Johnson made a run into the penalty area. Wilshere spots him. Great vision from Wilshere. Johnson can't get the ball over the defender though. That was a great bit of football there from Jack Wilshere. And now Wales on the counter-attack, but only Aaron Ramsey there against John Terry, the two captains. And Terry typically does brilliantly, because I think he was fouled by Bellamy, but the referee's wave play on. The referee does well as Wilshere escapes away from the defender, looks for Bent, and out comes Hennessy with a good diving save.
Yeah, really good play from England. First from John Terry, then he just turned defence into attack. Next minute England are almost through.
Terry snatches the ball back and has the possession and finds Glenn Johnson. Wales 0, England 2 on 5 Live. Young back to Johnson, and now Lampard on to Parker. England have the movement in midfield, and now it's John Terry crossing the halfway line for England. Rooney takes over, and now Wilshere once more looks so comfortable in the surroundings here. Wilshere to Rooney. England a bit congested here. Parker gets away from Ramsey and finds Cole over on the England left-hand side. England just playing it square at the moment. Now Dawson hasn't really had to do a great deal of defending today so far. Johnson of England to Cole. too young rather. And now England play a little triangle down below on the right-hand side, and they're just keeping it here really. And John Terry, but England and Fabio Capello, he won't want them to be sitting back here. He'll be wanting them going forward and trying to score more goals. Now Ashley Cole, a little bit too high for Bent. Out comes Hennessy again, and with an underarm throw finds Crofts, one of the midfield players from Wales. Gunter, the right back, down the line to King, who's really struggled to make any kind of impression here today, as the referee gives the throw-in to England. 2-0 they lead. Wilshere available from the throw. Foul by Crofts, I thought. Referee now shows a yellow card for that challenge to Andrew Crofts of Norwich City, and it's an England free kick.
Yeah, maybe he should have done that 55 minutes ago. Dump one or two of the England players on the backside. It's too late now.
Well, it's very noisy around the old place here at the moment, but the Welsh fans are trying to lift their team, but they're trailing 2-0. And it's Ashley Cole of England. On to Lampard. And now Rooney available down the left-hand side. Back again to Lampard. England just overindulging at times here. Just one too many passes. But they lead 2-0 as Bellamy clears up in the air. Still inside the Welsh half. It's brought down by Wilshere brilliantly. Wilshere to Johnson. England know that they have so much control here. As it's Wilshere again going past Ledley. He got a kick as well in the process. Jack Wilshere of England played the ball in behind Lampard. Now Parker sweeps it to Wayne Rooney in the inside left channel. Constant passing here from England. Cole again. Now Bent pops up down the left-hand side. There's no England player at the moment in the penalty area. Now it's on to Rooney and he's lost it. And Ledley will try and counter-attack and clear. Bellamy downfield, only as far as John Terry. Terry got a token challenge from Morrison, and then it's a lovely ball from Dawson to Rooney. And they're showing off a bit at times here, England, you feel. Just trying to turn on some of the exhibition stuff without absolutely going for the clinical finish here. And of course this could still be dangerous if Wales can get a goal back. Wilshere, oh beautiful ball to Lampard. Bent trying to stay on side. Lampard feeds Bent over on the England left. Again, well now I was going to say no player in the penalty area. Ashley Young now goes in the area. Rooney again, passing and moving. Rooney 30 yards away from the Welsh goal. Strikes it straight at the defender Gunter. Wales still trapped inside their own half. Only Morrison downfield. He's going to try his luck here against John Terry. He's taking Terry to the touchline, and the ball has just gone out of play. Throw in to England, and you know, just talking about the respective resources here. The Welsh centre forward today, Morrison. Well, he once played for the England C team, which is the semi-professional side, when he was a non-league player, and here he is today leading his country against England.
Well, it wasn't that long ago, was he playing for Stevenage, was it? It's still Stevenage he came from.
And he actually played against Wales when he was in that England C team. We think David Vaughan is coming on, the Blackpool player, who was, I think, I don't know, I thought quite unlucky to be left out today. Now it's Ashley Young of England as they try and get a second goal, and he's just tumbled over by Ledley. And inevitably the Welsh team are going to tie here, chasing around. And they'll need new legs, and Vaughan is coming on. He's certainly going through his exercises over on the far side. So the ball is below us on the right-hand side. We played nearly 14 minutes of the second half. It's the half-time scoreline of 2-0 to England. Lampard now, on to Bent. England changes, I expect, will have as well soonish. Rooney for Ashley Cole. Cole spending most of the second half inside the Welsh half. Now it's with Johnson, the right back. Back again to Dawson. England having all of the possession in the game. Long one now from Dawson, and that's too long. Straight through to Hennessy. Let's have some words after nearly 50 minutes of the second half from Graham Taylor and Robbie Savage. Graham?
Yeah, well, from England's point of view, I think they've handled it well. Perhaps, not quite the pace that they had in the first half, but a lot of ball possession now, moving it about, making the opposition run. And I think they're doing very well. I mean, whatever was said about them before the game, I think they've come out here and put on a very good performance.
Yeah, let's not get carried away by England. They've beaten a team that's 116th in the world. So, yeah, you've got to beat what's put in front of you, but it's been a net performance by Wales. I think Gary Speed's got to make changes, give the crowd something to shout about.
Thank you, Robbie. Carelessness by England, and Morrison may be in here, but he was well found by Ramsey, but his first touch led him down. That was the moment, you suspect, for Wales. If they were going to come back in this game and put England on the back foot, that was not a bad opportunity for them. Word from Mark Lawrenson in a moment. England just a little bit casual there, and now Parker finds Young inside the centre circle. Rooney looking for Bent, no, it's to Young, and Young's given it away. Mark?
They just forgot to control the ball, Mike, quite simply. Control the ball in the penalty area. Nobody could really afford to tackle him, just completely forgot. Morrison was almost surprised, actually, when the ball came through to him.
It's a good point that Robbie Savage makes, of course. Wales are ranked 116th in the world. The only thing about the fixture, though, I just felt that the gap might be narrowed simply through what it means, in particular in this part of the world. But Wales were completely punctured by conceding those first 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. Bellamy hasn't really been able to be a threat for them yet. And now it's back inside the Welsh defence and given back to Hennessy once more. We've played 15 minutes of the second half, and it's all pretty comfortable at the moment for the visiting side. Wales 0, England 2. The ball is played across the defence by James Collins to Williams, there's nothing on for him at all, and he's given it back to Hennessy once more. It's almost kind of damage limitation at times here by Wales. Long one from Williams to the far side. King against Cole. He managed to head the ball on, but Terry's there. He finds Rooney, and Rooney turns, and now England spread it, and it's played from left into the centre, and they just always seem to have a player available. Wilshere now looking for Lampard. Instead it may drop to Glenn Johnson. Bent's in the penalty area. Now Lampard doesn't control it first time, but Ledley hasn't managed to deny him yet. Lampard, little crab-like in possession. Short pass which was too short to Glenn Johnson, and Wales will tidy up, and can they counter? But there's a huge gap between the midfield and the rest up front. In fact, there's only Morrison down there, and they have to keep it short inside their own half. Cross on a yellow card, taking on Wilshere. Wilshere working hard to deny Cross the opportunity to cross the halfway line. Square play at the back from Wales at the moment. The 2 Collins players involved. And now James Collins hits a long, rather aimless ball. Terry's reaching for it, heads the ball down too short, and that wasn't well dealt with by John Terry. Wales have a chance. It's Ramsey on the edge of the area. Shot from Ramsey is too high. But England just at times sloppy, a little bit too overconfident.
Yeah, they're just a little bit sloppy. You can't afford to be better from the Welsh point of view. Certainly nice little drop of the shoulder from Ramsey, gave himself half a yard, and decent strike. Unfortunately just not on target.
Last half an hour of the game. Welsh changes coming. Over on the far side, 2 players coming on for them. Certainly Vaughan of Blackpool is one, as Bent heads the ball on now towards Rooney. Ched Evans, we think, might be the other player coming on in a moment for Wales. Rooney fouled by Gunter. Free kick to England on the edge of the penalty area, left edge. Managers don't normally make changes when their team are defending free kicks like this, so Gary Speed, I think, is going to wait, and then he'll have 2 players coming on to try and revive his side.
John Terry's not even coming up, mate.
No, he's not, is he? He's back inside the centre circle. Normally fancies his chances from set pieces. So we have Rooney and Lampard, 2 of the senior players. Rooney, of course, winning his 70th cap today, but it'll be left to Lampard, who's in the 80s now in terms of caps. Free kick, poor. Really poor from Lampard. Straight at Hennessy, and the next time the ball goes out of play, Wales will have 2 new players on the field. Now Ramsey, the captain. Ramsey back inside his own half. 18.5 minutes gone here in the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff on 5 Live. England leading. It's the half-time scoreline of 2-0. Morrison, maybe he might be coming off. We'll wait and see. Ramsey loses the ball. Oh, England slipped. Dawson was almost caught in possession, but they recover, and Parker finds Lampard. Of course, a problem here for Wales as they push forward, looking to try and get a goal. There's a danger that they'll leave themselves open. Morrison and King, we understand, are coming off, as now Wales have some defending to do. Hennessy gets them ahead of Darren Bent with a diving save. So Morrison's coming off, and King, who I said made a negligible contribution. England now win the ball back. Oh, no, they don't. Wales recover well. Cross, and that might be King's last touch, because he's going to be replaced soon. James Collins, it's too slow though from Wales, and now on to Ramsey, and now here will come those amendments from the new manager Gary Speed. The ball is out of play. Gary Speed's got the ball, and Vaughan is coming on, the Blackpool man. King is going off, and Ched Evans of Sheffield United is going to come on with his 13th cap.
Yeah, Morrison comes off as well.
Morrison's come off, yeah.
So Evans up front, Vaughan into midfield. Vaughan's had a good season for Blackpool, actually. He's a nice, unique, good passer as well.
Yeah, he's a neat, tidy player. Doesn't give the ball away, Vaughan. But what a mountain now, and what an uphill task for the home side here. Having lost their first 3 games of the group, they're going down here at the moment 2-0 to England, and we have 25 minutes to go in the second half. It's Craig Bellamy inside the centre circle, turning one way, and then Vaughan now gets his first touch, and with a little bit of urgency gave the ball to Bellamy. Floater from Bellamy to the far side. Poor header though by Cross, and it's England on the counter-attack. Ashley Cole punts the ball ahead of him. In comes a sliding challenge from Vaughan, having just come on the field.
Given it as a free kick, I think, is he?
Well, it's still in play over on the far side.
Yeah. Well done, referee.
And Hennessy, the goalkeeper, clears. So Vaughan trying to give the team a bit more urgency, a bit more bite, a bit more belief as we move into the last 25 minutes of this qualifying game. Bulgaria are playing Switzerland, by the way, in this group after this match. England have a friendly with Ghana on Tuesday, which will bring you on 5 Live, and it could be a completely changed England side for that match, though presumably John Terry will have to start the game. England now with Rooney over on the left. Milner is coming on for England in a moment. It's now Frank Lampard for England, finds Ashley Young. Square ball to Wilshere. Wilshere taking on the defenders who haven't cleared yet. Ashley Young, it's tight. It's played into Rooney, just inside the penalty area, on the left edge. Gunter against Rooney. Rooney forced back a pace, then Wilshere shoots high, looking for his first international goal into the crowd. Goal kick to Wales. Nearly 22 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, well worked move by England. I'm not sure, it may have just bobbled before Wilshere was about to clip it, but it's always high, wide and handsome, certainly.
The big interest here, and it'll be during Alan's commentary, I think, would be if Andy Carroll can come on perhaps for the last 15-20 minutes. He's not coming on at the moment. Milner is coming on in just a few seconds. He's being prepared over on the far side.
If Carroll's not fully fit, what's the point?
If he's to give him international minutes, don't you not think? No?
I think I'd rather get him fit.
Right. Well, okay. Milner's coming on. Alan Greaves, the commentator. Alan, 2-0 to England.
I agree, Mark. It's far more important that he gets fitness, full fitness. That's certainly how Liverpool would view it. Anyway, here is a Liverpool player, Glenn Johnson, losing possession. Ramsey, the Welsh skipper, plays it towards the near side. It took a deflection off Frank Lampard, and it's going to be a throw-in to Wales. Taken by Ledley. Ledley to one of the 2 Welsh newcomers in terms of substitutions, Vaughan. And now James Collins, just to the right of the centre circle. Vaughan again, ahead of that circle. Vaughan plays it to the left to Bellamy. England a little complacent in this second half. They've just been so dominant in terms of the game. They're leading by 2-0. Ramsey once more to Bellamy. The Millennium Stadium is very, very quiet. There's just no reason for the Welsh to get excited. Ramsey trying to pick out Ledley. It's intercepted by Dawson. Here's Rooney. Rooney, casual, loses the ball. Vaughan to the far side. And Vaughan again, playing it straight to Ashley Cole. Cole falls over. It's a foul. I think he was caught by Crofts.
Probably just as well. He was struggling for a minute. Just one or two of the England players just tried to turn it into a little bit of a training game. I think John Terry, he just picked the ball up there before the foul is taken. He's just saying to one or two of them, come on guys, let's just pass it easy.
Milner for Rooney.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In what sense?
He's been booked, Rooney, hasn't he?
I know, just
get him off. You know what he can do.
Yeah. One rash moment of which he's capable.
Absolutely.
Of many. So Milner replaces Rooney in terms of the wide left position in that England front 3. Goodness gracious, that tannoy announcer. Someone needs to tell him he's a little loud. Here's Johnson on the halfway line, taking the ball off Ledley, and Ledley's going to get booked. Ledley went down there as if he'd been fouled. Simulation.
No, it was for dissent, Alan.
Dissent?
Yeah, he waved his arm at the referee, and as soon as he did that, the referee reached for his pocket straight away.
Sorry, got that wrong. Bellamy's asking the Portuguese referee, what was that for?
No, he said, how long left I need to get off?
Beat the traffic.
He's not alone.
Don't personalise this, Mark. We know you're keen to get home. Don't be leaving me on my own for the last 10 minutes. Right, Hart smashes the ball upfield. It's headed back by Collins, and Hennessy prevents it going behind for an England corner. Throws it out to Vaughan, puts Vaughan under a little bit of pressure. It's back to Hennessy, and Hennessy clears it just over the halfway line, dropping onto the head of Ched Evans, beating Terry in the air. But Johnson clears for England, and in all truth, it's become a sort of training ground exercise. Unfortunately, Wales aren't really good enough to get back in the game, and England know it. And here's Bellamy. Bellamy almost found Evans, half cleared by Dawson. Then Johnson with the clearance. Vaughan heads it down. Ramsey for Wales. 19 and a bit minutes to go here on 5 Live. And don't forget, 606 will be on air for 2 hours tonight. The lines will be opening shortly. 0500 909 693. Ramsey steps away from Parker and from Lampard. Ramsey still going, but he can't beat Milner. And now Wilshere with Ashley Young sprinting down the right side. Wilshere's looking left at the moment though. Plays into James Milner. Milner now level with the edge of the Welsh penalty area. Tackled and beaten by Craig Bellamy. Great tracking back by Bellamy, but he puts it out of play now. It's a throw into England.
A bit sloppy though, Milner, really. Just they seem to hold up the ball and then move up as much as anything.
We're told that Rooney is holding an ice pack in his left calf. News that Sir Alex will love.
Yeah, but you're not telling me if he was absolutely needed he wouldn't have stayed on.
No. Anyway, he's not needed. Wales 0, England 2. But frankly, it's been 3 points for England ever since the first goal, I thought. Just so deflated the atmosphere inside the Millennium Stadium, and the second goal just made absolutely sure.
So from the Welsh point of view, they're just missing Gareth Bale, who would start. Would that be right? As anyone else?
I don't think anyone of consequence, though. I could be wrong in that.
Okay.
I think it's just Bale. They were missing a number of players for the last game. Mike's ringing down.
Earnshaw.
Writing down. Earnshaw.
Point.
Yes.
Okay.
Good point. Yep. Here's Vaughan. Vaughan clips it on towards the other substitute, Ched Evans, down the right side. Evans in now to Ramsey, promising for Wales here, edge of the England penalty area. Now Bellamy with his back to goal, tackled by Johnson, and is behind for a corner to Wales. So, some cause for Welsh enthusiasm.
Rickets as well, he said.
Rickets.
Unless he said Earnshaw's got rickets.
I'm not getting into this, that's between you two. Bellamy to take the corner. I hate to say this, I thought something was thrown there towards Bellamy. It was. He just picked it up, and the corner's right in front of the England fans. Not quite sure what it is. And something else was thrown at Bellamy. Bellamy's not making too much of it. Bellamy takes the corner right-footed from the left, deep, too deep, above James Collins, and it runs out of play on the far side of the field.
Mind you, Collins has acknowledged the fact that that's where the ball was meant to be, and probably he himself should have got on the end of it rather than get underneath it. 17
minutes left for play. Wales 0, England 2, and no sign of Andy Carroll yet for England. Throw in taken by Ashley Cole. Headed back by Wales, but collected by Parker, who has had a really impressive game. Parker to Milner on the far side of the field. Tackle comes in from Crofts, and it's out of play for an England throw-in.
Mind you, I can see Ray Clements over there with a sheet of paper. So he seems to do the substitutions, does he, in terms of the paperwork. So I wonder if there's somebody else going to come on.
Throw-in to be taken for Wales by Ramsey, the captain. No, he's going to leave it to Gunter, the right back. Gunter throws it to Vaughan. Vaughan's been prominent in the action since he came on as a substitute, and he hits an excellent crossfield pass to the left side, and Danny Collins controls it on his chest. Back to Williams, just over the halfway line. He puts Bellamy in a spotted bother, big hustle as he was by Parker, but Bellamy gets it back to James Collins. What are you going to say?
I wasn't saying anything.
That's alright. Would you tap me in the arm?
I was watching the game.
I see. James Collins hits the ball towards the left side, headed on by Danny Collins. Ched Evans might have fouled Dawson there. Dawson certainly thought he was fouled, and is put behind by Dawson for a corner.
Yeah, I think Dawson stumbled as much as anything, got himself in a wrong position. I'm not particularly think it was a foul by Evans.
I'm just going to keep an eye here as Bellamy takes this corner. Again, it's from the same part of the field. Well, certainly something was thrown at him a few minutes ago. Nothing this time, thank heavens. Bellamy, right-footed, towards the far post, then headed behind by Lampard. It's another corner. Will Bellamy have to scurry across to take this one, or will it be left for Ledley? Ledley to take it, this time from the Welsh right side, and he's going to head it left-footed. Well, how many shirts have they got inside the England penalty area? I count 7 in attacking position. There it goes. Played in deep. Good catch by Hart. If you were one of the people who are charged... Oh, I'll bring this up in a minute. Hart throws the ball out well to Milner down the near side of the field. Milner on towards Ashley Young, who's offside. If you were one of the people charged with giving, numbers out of 10 for the performances of players today, what could you give to Joe Hart, who's done nothing?
You'd have to give him...
Do you give him a 5?
No.
A 6?
No, yeah, I think you give him a 6.
You give him a 6. Are you glad you don't have to do that sort of rubbish?
Yeah, that was the old joke, wasn't it, when the guy said, you give me 4 out of 10 every week, why is that? He said, I can't give you 3.
Ball's back with Hennessy. We've got 14 minutes to go here in Cardiff. Wales 0, England 2. Williams on to Vaughan, and Vaughan finds Bellamy in the orange boots just over the halfway line now in the centre circle, and running away successfully from Wilshere. Bellamy certainly hasn't given up. Now back to Crofts. Crofts now, and it's played by Ramsey to the right side, and Gunter. Wales are finishing the game quite well. The cross in towards the far post and headed behind by Johnson for the Welsh corner.
You know what, Alan, since Bellamy started to drop a little bit deeper and get the ball and run at people and commit the England midfield players, Wales have started to look a better team here.
And also with Vaughan in it.
Sure, well, he's just a really good passer, which is a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it?
So, once more, Bellamy with a corner. Again, it's from the left side. Again, he's going to hit it right-footed. We've got 13 minutes left for play. Can Wales get a goal? Bellamy, very deep, good reach and punch by Joe Hart. Now he moves up to 7.
He moves up to 6.5.
Here's Vaughan, back to the halfway line, and Gunter. England have got everybody back at the moment. Oh, Gunter's pass was awful. Straight out of play for an England throw. And all the enthusiasm deflated.
Yeah.
See, there is some movement in the dugout for England.
Yeah.
It's Ray Clements. No, there is somebody moving forward. Lescott and Downey are getting ready, it appears. Lescott and Downey. Ball's in play on the near side of the field. Now the referee's decided it's actually
handball.
Crossed.
Handball against Glenn Johnson, I think it was. Oh no,
it's a throw. It's a double handball, so to speak, for Wales. 68,959 is the attendance. Yes, given in Welsh and English, for those who didn't understand it in Welsh. Williams onto Ramsey, the Welsh captain. Bellamy, rather lazy flick from Bellamy. England have the ball back. Lampard to Parker, and Parker turns away from Bellamy, finds Lampard. Parker again, good play from Scott Parker. Now Jack Wilshere onto the far side, and Ashley Cole. 12 minutes to go. England lead by 2-0, as they have done since the 15th minute of the game. Wilshere tries to get past 2 Welsh opponents, can't beat both of them. Vaughan plays it to the near side, on from Ledley, and now Bellamy with the left back Danny Collins available, and Bellamy plays it to the Stoke defender. Danny Collins now 20 yards inside England's half. Infield it goes to Vaughan. Vaughan to Bellamy once more. Bellamy to the captain Ramsey, and Ramsey scurries away from Parker, plays it forward. There was a push on Ashley Cole. I think the referee either ignored it or thought England were going to get the ball back, and it didn't matter. And that's a good clearance there by Wilshere. And now England on the counter-attack here with Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole sort of barged off the ball by James Collins.
Well, fairness to Bent made 2 different runs trying to help Ashley Cole, and I don't even think for a second Ashley Cole had a look exactly where he'd run to try and help him out.
So Wales have the ball again. A little over 10 minutes to go in Cardiff. Vaughan scurries forward beyond the halfway line and the centre circle. Flicks it to the near side, and Evans cutting in from the left flank. Evans looking to find an on-running red-shirted player into the England penalty area. Doesn't find one, but gets the ball back off a defender. Now chipped forward by Crofts. Weakly chip forward, and it's cleared by Johnson up to the halfway line. James Collins heads it back. Careful header down by Wiltshire and taken up on the far side of the field. And here's Ashley Young, who's now down the left side for England, having played most of the game on the right side. On to Bent, left edge of the penalty area. Downing's coming on for Wiltshire, we're told. Ashley Young again. Into Scott Parker. There's no one down the right side because Milner had moved into the centre. Glenn Johnson comes forward though. Occupies that position. Johnson into Lampard. Lampard waiting for the ball. Wales didn't. Take it off him. And then Ramsey hits it upfield. And no offside flag. England pushed forward but didn't catch anybody offside. And the clearance by Hart. What's
the crowd are saying shoot because Joe Hart wasn't in his goal. He's only about 85 yards away. And the ball wasn't even under control.
9 minutes left for play. Here's Ashley Young for England again on the far side. Young, who set up the second England goal for Bent. Well, that pass wasn't great. Vaughan might be in a bit of bother here.
No, surely not. I think it was a bad foul at all if it was a foul.
Well, just getting a replay of the incident now. No, it wasn't a foul. Yeah. It wasn't even a foul. But he's been booked anyway. So the first England change, we got Wiltshire being replaced by Downing. And the other one will be Lescott, presumably. Dawson?
Is number 16, Stuart Downing.
Yes, we know it's Stuart Downing, thank you.
Mike's telling me Bellamy's been booked.
Didn't notice that. I didn't notice it.
I think it's those boots.
Well, presumably John Terry won't be brought off. And presumably John Terry, as the permanent England captain, will be one of the few players who have started today who will have to start against Ghana on Tuesday night. Full commentary here on 5 Live. Frank Lampard, scorer of the first England goal, shoots. Ball rebounds off a defender. Here's Milner into the penalty area. Couple of step overs from James Milner, and then as he played it across, it hits Williams in the midriff, and it's behind for an England corner. From the far side of the field. This was not the atmosphere we anticipated, was it?
No.
You know, we expected passion throughout. Just going to replay. Bellamy's certainly booked. England squander the corner. Hennessy is the ball. 7.5 minutes to go here on 5 Live. England are out of the Cricket World Cup. Beaten narrowly by Sri Lanka by 10 wickets. Dear oh dear. England made 229 for 6. And the Sri Lankans strolled it. Just as England have strolled this game here. This European Championship qualifier in Cardiff. Ashley Young flicks the ball forward. Ashley Cole is after it. Cole midway inside the Welsh half to Bent. Bent loses it all too easily. And it's cleared by Wales to the halfway line. Looked like a foul in Glenn Johnson. Is a foul on Johnson. It's going to be another yellow card for Chet Evans. Sorry, hold on a second. He's given the free kick.
No, it's
to
Johnson.
Wales.
Johnson's been booked. Yeah. I don't think that was a bad tackle either, really. It was a foul, not a bad tackle.
Wow. There you go. Portuguese referees flourishing the yellow card again.
Yeah.
Johnson the Welsh wasted the free kick totally, and the ball's behind for a goal kick. I mean, the referee could do us all a favour here and just blow his whistle for full time. Yeah, he could have blown it after 15 minutes, frankly.
There's a little bit of that, isn't there?
Just playing out time. A little over 6 minutes to go. England leading by 2-0, and as soon as the first goal went in, the penalty by Frank Lampard in the 7th minute of the game, it deflated the fans, the Welsh fans. It deflated the Welsh players. So that's how it seemed. And certainly when the second goal was put in by Darren Bent, with not even a quarter of an hour gone, game over. Here is Bent heading the ball onto the right side, and Downing is after it. Downing keeps it in play, back to Lampard. Downing, and now it's with Parker. Parker, good ball forward to Lampard. Lampard's touch was lazy, but the ball rebounds to Parker again. Good work by Parker. Finding Milner down the right side. Into Parker. Parker to the right of the penalty area. Milner tried to play it through the legs, but Ledley managed to intercept that ball, and Wales have it with Chet Evans. Back now to Danny Collins. Danny Collins heads it away towards the far side, towards Gunter, whose touch was behind Ramsey, but Ramsey keeps possession. A little over 5 minutes to go here on 5 Live. Wales 0, England 2. Milner challenges Vaughan. Vaughan holds him off. On to Crofts. Back now to Ramsey. Ramsey ahead of the centre circle, inside the England half. Ramsey keeps the ball, and now he plays it to Craig Bellamy. Bellamy with Evans showing forward, wanting the ball played in, but didn't come his way, or at least not initially. Here's Ramsey again. Bellamy scurries forward. Ramsey has the ball tackled and beaten by Parker. And Parker also holds off Ledley and gives it to Milner. Parker might be close to being England's man of the match.
I think he is, Alan. I can't really think of anyone else who possibly push him. He's been outstanding.
Oh, James Collins.
Well, that's a booking, isn't it?
That's definitely a booking. Not only foul bent, but try to pull his shirt off. By the way, we're told that a laser pen was aimed at Jack Wilshere as he was substituted, and we think that Ashley Cole has made a complaint to the police about this. There was a case in the Chelsea game against Manchester City of a laser pen being used. What comes into the minds of fans who do that? I mean, they're trying to put off an opponent, but it's brainless.
They haven't got minds, that's the problem.
No, exactly, it's brain dead. Absolutely awful. Well, I hope they can find out the culprit. That's the key thing. 4 minutes to go. The game has been really tepid, actually. Wales 0, England 2. Wales just haven't been able to put up a fight. Gunter with the throw in on the far side, headed on by Cross, but here's Parker, England's man of the match, we think. Parker in on the challenge again, and no one's going to win this ball before Ashley Cole wins it. Cole to Bent. Bent's pass was behind Lampard and is cleared by Gunter to Evan, just over the halfway line. Evans falls over, he wasn't fouled in the challenge by John Terry. It's Scott Parker again to Ashley Young. Ashley Young bursts down the left flank, turns one way, then the other, approaching the penalty area on the outside of Gunter. Now checks inside of the right full back. The referee decides there was no foul.
He's got half a yard on his marker. Why didn't you just deliver it left-footed? Bent made a run. I think Downing was trying to get in as well, far post. Just deliver it in there.
3 minutes to go. England lead by 2-0. Ramsey, the Welsh captain, back to Williams. Williams forward to Ledley, still inside the Welsh half, or at least he was. Now the ball's forward with Bellamy, tackled by Dawson, fouled by Dawson, free kick to Wales.
Last England substitution, is it?
Jagielka's coming on for Parker. Well, that's presumably so that Parker can be applauded off the pitch by the England fans. I hope they do, because he's had an excellent game.
He has indeed. Very, very good.
He's made a very sound case for keeping his place in the starting 11 for England.
Absolutely.
So Jagielka, who is versatile, of course. Not many, but some thought that he could have started alongside John Terry. He'll play in midfield presumably now, and he's immediately in possession on the far side of the field. Jagielka running over the halfway line. He's got Milner inside. Milner now points forward and gets the pass from Jagielka. Here's the cross, whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away comfortably by Gunter, and here's Vaughan. Vaughan carefully plays it away to Ramsey, who's tackled by Ashley Young. Milner picks up possession for England. Lampard, wide to the left again, and Ashley Young on his right foot. Drifts it towards Downing. Downing takes it in his chest. Downing now, just ahead of the centre circle. Played it in the direction of Milner. Milner obviously thought the pass was intended for somebody else, so let it go, and it ran to a red shirt. Vaughan, tackled by Ashley Cole. And England have the ball back. Jagielka to Downing. And back now to Milner. On to Downing. Later also on Parker as he went off. So 2 England players targeted. So presumably it's in the stand on the far side of the field.
Sure. It's not right. The only thing is when they went off, not when they're playing. Is that correct?
We're assuming that's the case.
Well,
either way,
doesn't make
it's
it
unacceptable.
right. Doesn't make it right, but it's not as though it's when they're running or they're playing. Certainly.
Half a minute to go here before added time in this walkover for England and Wales. 2-0 doesn't reflect their superiority. Johnson to Downing. Downing runs inside of Danny Collins. Good run by Stuart Downing onto his left foot. Good, I was about to acclaim a great goal by Downing, but the shot went wide.
You were like me, you thought it was in, didn't you?
I'm certain it was in.
I expected to see the net billowing. He did well down, he got it. It came inside the left back
inches.
And just broke for the middle of the goal. It just looked, it bubbled beautifully for him as well. And,
inches. One of the great goals that never was. That extra added time, the fourth official held it up and took it down before I could see. 2 minutes, you think? And we're into added time. Oh, thank you very much for repeating that. 2 minutes. Here's Cross inside the centre circle. I wonder if that guy in the public address system gets paid by word. Here's Vaughan ahead of the centre circle. Pretty much centre of the England half. Good ball forward to Ramsey. Ramsey's first touch wasn't great, but he kept control of the ball. Well done, Ramsey. Ramsey now back to Danny Collins into Ledley. Ledley on to Vaughan. And Wales finishing the game on the attack, but they're not going to get any points, and lots of empty seats around the Millennium Stadium now. Here's Bellamy. Bellamy away from Lampard. Shoots. Just wide. Hart was scrambling for that.
Yeah, I don't think Hart saw it till very, very late. I think it's probably gone a little bit wider than we thought when it left his boot. But as I said before, he's been in that deeper role for Wales in the second half. He looks a much better player, and he's had more of an impact on the Welsh. The other thing as well is I'm sure that the next team that Gary Speed picks will have David Vaughan in it.
Well, he's looked good since he's come on. Or certainly better than what was on. Here's Milner, shooting for long range, takes a deflection, and it actually hit the left thigh of Hennessy, but he gathered the ball anyway, and now he throws it out to Gunter. We've got 20 seconds of added time remaining here in Cardiff. Vaughan, back to Hennessy. Hennessy clears it upfield in the direction of Evans. Dawson was there, heads it away. A foul by Dawson on Evans. It's a free kick for Wales.
Yeah, pushing.
One final opportunity for Wales to score and cast a scoreline that isn't deserved. I think they've been better in the second half, mainly because England lost interest.
Yeah, a little bit, but they've just had a better shape, a little bit more inventive as well, and the passing's been better, Alan, in the second half, and they've pushed on a little bit.
Well, we've had well over 2 minutes of added time. Free kick to Wales, 2-0 down. Bellamy chips it into the penalty area. Well defended by the England captain John Terry, heading it clear, and that is the final whistle from the Portuguese refereeing, the final thoughts, Mark.
Well, England have won this game extremely comfortably. They started off very, very well, high tempo, which you thought was actually what the Welsh were going to do. But really, the Welsh couldn't live with England, and they pressed the ball very, very high up the pitch. Got that early goal through the penalty, and then the second one. And in all honesty, Alan, the game was all over at 2-0. Very, very professional performance by England. For Wales, got a lot of hard work to do, Gary Speed, with this particular team, certainly.
And you know your thought about beating the traffic, because you could run away from the crowd. It's lost now, because a lot of the crowd have already gone.
I'm going anyway.
You're going anyway. Final scoreline in Cardiff, Wales 0, England 2.
Alan and Robbie Savage doing 6:06 this evening. Lines are open now, 0500 909 693. Graham Taylor and Robbie alongside me. Graham, do you think England will be disappointed that they didn't crack on in the second half?
Well, there may be that argument about it. They also, I feel, will be satisfied in what you would say a competent professional performance. Yes, in the second half it could be argued that they should have gone on even more, but the whole object is qualification from this group, and I think in terms of all the furor before the game, I think it's been a good performance. But the one thing that I would say, after being with the squad before South Africa, surely Capello can now see if he wants a proper and real holding midfield player in his side, then it has to be Scott Parker.
And on the subject of that position, Robbie, Wales were a much better side when David Vaughan came on.
Yeah, well, the way Gary Speed set them out in trying to pass the ball from the back at a slow tempo, you know, David Vaughan would have suited that perfectly. You know, if they'd have tried that 30 or 40 yards high up the pitch, that was a better area to play in, but they were slow, they were lethargic, and it was as much as I'm through and through Welsh, it was a net performance. I can't sit here and say it was a positive performance from Wales. it was trying to contain England. You know, I think they played the wrong way, because against better players, as Graham knows, and I've been in teams when you're playing against better players, you have to do something different. And if you try and outpass England, you're not going to do it. So you have to put the ball in the corners, push up the field, get throw-ins, get corners, and outmuscle them, and they didn't do that.
Well, that's how one of Wales's better chances came, wasn't it, Graham? When the ball was launched into the far corner on the Welsh right, Steve Morrison created a bit of confusion, and it fell to Aaron Ramsey. He dipped his shoulder and he shot.
Well, absolutely right. And I mean, Robbie is quite right here in the sense that it appeared that you're asking players to play in a way they were not good enough to play that way. So what else do you do? And he's absolutely right in the sense, when you play against a side who have better players, you have to challenge them. You have to get it. It's no good playing their way. You've got to challenge them, and you've got to sort of move them back. Now, I thought before the game we were likely to see what I call more of a club game than an international game, because I anticipated Wales would play in that club fashion to get a result. Doesn't mean say you have to play that way every time. They didn't do it, and they were disappointing.
OK, Robbie, Graham, for now, thank you very much.